actually read about that earlier today. I don't know. I'm literally like, my brain is like all over the place. But yes, that's really important. Everyone, please look into that. I think that's incredibly important to look at that, especially with like how the right is responding to everything. Violence in this country is ridiculous, right? And you know, any type of lynching needs to be addressed as well. That's really important. Hayes, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the five. I really appreciate it. Joshua with the $5. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alicia, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you. Alex, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. Alex, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Brenda, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Wendy, thank you for the $5. Sammy, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Abigail, thank you for the $25. Thank you so much, Abigail. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Jesse, thank you for the $2. Stacy with the $50. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to Brooklyn. Absolutely. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Brooklyn in the comment section. Sammy, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Devin with the $5. I really appreciate it. Erica with the 10. Wendy with the 5. Peyton with the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I typically don't add people up if they support, but I do appreciate you very much. You can always ask me over the message. Alicia, thank you so much for the $10. Kathy, thank you for the $5. And Mila, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, as well as Robert with the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Lisa with the $25. Thank you so much on Venmo. Give some W's for all the gifters in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me continue to get back onto the debates. I do apologize, everyone. I do apologize. Let's get on to the debates. He said that we were delulu as Democrats. Why do you think that, man?
Well, you fall under the democratic delusion that is saying that, oh, okay, the right is the ones that are doing the wrong, and the right is this. And once again, it has do Republicans cause violence? Every person in America can cause violence, whether you're Republican, Democrat, girl, boy, it doesn't matter. There is no need for violence, first of all, but the fact of it is there has been more, and the reason why I bring up the trans stuff, within the past year, there has been more trans shootings and Democratic shootings than there has been Republican.
So what you're trying to say is there's been more trans people that have been shooting? No, you're wrong with that. Give me a single source that reports on that. That is just straight up lies, right? Again, straight up lies. How many trans people have been involved in doing that?
Like I said, there's been 3 shootings this year within this past year.
How many mass shootings the past year?
I couldn't tell you that. There's too many to count.
Okay, so then it would be a small percent. It would be actually underrepresenting.
No,
I've done the math. It's 0.0017%. Okay, that's actually underrepresenting trans people.
It's trans and Democratic.
Trans people make up a little bit less than 1% of the population. And it is the case that if they make up 0.001% of the specific shootings, then that would mean that they are disproportionately less likely to be involved in them, even if we're accounting for what percent of trans people are Democrats.
It's Democrats in general that are causing some of the most violence.
That's just not true.
What indicates that's not true?
Again, you have no source indicating that to be true. And then again, the sources for the amount of mass shootings that have happened in the country.
What is your source that Republicans are the ones causing all this damage and all this?
Wait. Again, I said the FBI disproportionately indicates the right is involved in domestic terrorism.
Domestic terrorism.
Yes.
The right is.
Yes.
Okay. That's just not true.
It's true. There's multiple different things that are confounding that indicate this. So there's the FBI, there's a DOJ report. There are plenty of different statistics that indicate this to be true. There's the statistics specifically about the different types of shootings in the United States. We can also reference individual cases. Like I brought up earlier, the Hortmans, they were attacked by Maga and were murdered. Paul Pelosi was beat with a hammer for being a Democrat. Okay, there are plenty of other cases.
You can't stop crime. You can't stop, and there's going to be crime no matter what, whether it's Democratic or Republican.
Okay, so that's why I'm blaming Trump for things that he had a action to do or to not do, and I'm not blaming him just for his side. Okay? I'm blaming him for him deciding to pardon violent rioters who beat police officers. I am not blaming him just for people on the right doing something that he disagrees with.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah, no, I understand. Like I said, I don't have the kind of information to argue that right now because I just that'd be unjustified for me to sit here and argue with something I don't know about.
Well, then why are you arguing about that when you don't know anything about trans people, and yet you're saying that trans people are responsible for all these different shootings, yet you have no
Because
evidence to
it's a
indicate that, you have
fact.
no reason. It's not. It's not. There's no facts to indicate that. Give me a single source. You're so comfortable with saying that with no evidence. This is what's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. You have no evidence, you have no reasoning, you have nothing that you've looked into on the matter, no research, and yet you think you know so much about the topic. And as you learn more about it, you'll realize how little you actually knew. By the way, while you're out of the app, I cannot hear you, just letting you know.
Give me a second. Let me look this up.
Yeah, go ahead. Rachel, thank you so much for the $1. That's very true. Tina, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Marilyn, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Marilyn. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Julene, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much, Julene. I really appreciate it. Thank you. W's for Julene in the comment section as well. Thank you so much. And as well as Robert, thank you for the $20. Give me some W's for Robert as well in the comment section. Everyone's been so kind. Thank you so much, everyone. If you're on TikTok, do tap that screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're on TikTok, make sure to follow if you haven't already, everyone. Make sure you're followed. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Do give it a second for him to come back. He's looking for this evidence real quick. In the meantime, I do need to put the pinned comment, or I mean my Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal as the pinned comment on my YouTube. I forgot to do that today. I've been on for, how long have I been on, chat? An hour and 49 minutes? We're a little bit less than halfway through the stream, everyone. I think I was going to do like 4 or 5 hours today. Just letting everyone know. 4 or 5 hours today. So we have another 2 hours and 10 minutes at least on the stream. Just letting everyone know. Again, if you like this type of content, follow me if you have not already. We can get some people up in the meantime while he looks at the source. It might be the case that we need to do that. Do give it a second. Alrighty. Did you find the source? Oh, it looks like he's still looking.
I just want to let you know that I was still looking.
Okay, for sure. Totally fine. Alrighty, everyone. In the meantime, let's bring up someone else to debate with him while he's looking it up. Just make sure every minute or 30 seconds or so to come back to make sure that you don't get kicked from the stream, because it does that automatically if you're out of the app for too long. Jen, thank you for the membership subscription. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
Oh, you said hello as soon as I kicked you. I'm so sorry. There's a bit of a background noise as well, though. Let's go on to the next person here. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria here on the TikTok stream. We are just looking for some debates. Just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
What's your birth year?
2004.
And if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
I'd still vote for Trump, yeah.
Okay, for sure. Why so?
Because I don't support a hate/terrorist organization.
Okay. What makes you think that I support a hate or terrorist organization?
I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying your supporters do. And it's pretty fucking disgusting looking at it. Like, I'm just curious. Do you think it was like a concern, you know, when Dean went on and said that 45% of his freaking fans were looking to cancel him because of how he responded to Charlie Kirk's death? Do you think it's a little concerning?
I think what's concerning is the fact that Republicans can't acknowledge January 6th, and the fact that Donald Trump specifically and intentionally pardoned violent rioters on January 6th who beat police officers. So if you want to talk about political violence,
Okay,
let's
but
talk about the fact that Donald Trump himself has pardoned and sanctioned exactly just that.
Right, but let's go back to my question.
No,
right?
no.
We can talk about that after.
I mean,
That's fine.
if you want to pivot, I'll pivot the same. If you want to talk about why you
I'm not
support Trump,
pivoting.
we
I
can talk
asked
about
the
why.
first fucking
Wait,
question.
no. We can talk about why
You're
you support.
pivoting, dude. You're taking it off of you. I'm just asking you. Do you think it's concerning
You're
that
pivoting. You're
45%
pivoting.
of your
Hey,
fans?
let me clarify. You're
Why do you
pivoting.
support Trump?
You're
Because
pivoting.
I do not
You're pivoting
support a
because you're not
racist
answering that.
or a terrorist hate group. That's my question. And then you ask me
That has nothing to
why.
do.
So I
I
gave you my
just
reason
to
why.
clarify. So a month or two ago, you're saying that you didn't have a reason to support Donald Trump.
Yeah, of course I did, but that's not what we're talking
Okay,
about.
so then
right
what
now.
was your reason
I
for
asked
supporting
you.
Donald Trump?
Can you just answer my question?
No, what was your
Like,
reason
come
for
on.
supporting Donald Trump? This is clearly not relevant to the reason why you support Donald Trump, so talk about that.
I told you I support Donald Trump because I do not support a hate/terrorist organization. Then you asked me why. Then here is my why. Do you think it's concerning that 45% of your fans were trying to cancel you because you did the right thing and posted a video about it?
I don't think that we were
You
trying to get
don't think
canceled.
it's
I don't think we
concerning?
were canceled, right? That's ridiculous to
I
argue.
don't think you were canceled, but like he
You
was
think
saying that they were
45%
trying
of
to
the chat
cancel.
that people wanted us to get canceled? That's ridiculous. I don't know where you got that from. Okay, can you
Hey,
talk
man.
about something relevant? Maybe.
Is that not relevant?
No, it actually is not.
How is it not relevant?
Quite frankly,
You guys posted a nice video on your TikTok.
quite
and people
frankly,
came back and said they were trying to cancel you. How is it not relevant?
I'm not getting
That's
canceled.
fucking disgusting.
No one got canceled. When did I get canceled?
Okay, great. You
When
didn't
did-
get canceled. Okay, that's great. And if you did, I'm sure there would be a lot of supporters from the right coming over to kind of help you guys out. But
Embarrassing, but like, okay, so the idea
how is
that
it embarrassing? I think it's
Because-
embarrassing that your fans
because you feel the need
hated
you
you
feel
guys'
the need
response
instead
to
of
Charlie
you feel the
Kirk's
need
death.
instead of just actually talking about things like that are relevant. You're trying to like rage bait me almost.
I'm trying to rage bait you.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to rage bait me.
I don't even know what rage bait is, first off, and I'm definitely not trying to rage.
You're trying to make me mad.
I'm not trying to make you mad. I'm just trying to point out the fact that it's concerning that your fans wanted to cancel you because you guys posted a nice video in response to Charlie Kirk's murder.
Hey, dude, there are more people in my streams right now than what I was getting prior. I'm not trolling. There are more people in my lives now than what I was getting prior. Okay, so like, I don't know what you're talking about me getting canceled.
I'm
bro.
glad it worked out for you, but like, it's a little concerning.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure. So, you know what's concerning? The amount of people that come up on my stream and defend Donald Trump pardoning violent rioters who beat police officers on January 6th. Why do the people on the right do that?
Do you agree with the people that riot after the George Floyd
Can I have
incident?
an answer to any of my questions? If not, I'll just kick you and go to the next person. I'm done with this.
What was your question, Parker? Sorry.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for just not even remembering what I said. That was so nice. I appreciate you so
There's
much.
another question to ask me.
Have a good day.
What do you got?
Oh, I kicked the wrong person. Fuck. I kicked the wrong person. I kicked the other guest. I'm sorry. What was that other guest's name? I meant to kick the annoying person that was on my stream. Not the guy that was the guest. Lori, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much for your cancellation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Feisty with the $20. We love Parker and Dean. Thank you. Marilyn, thank you again. I really appreciate the $20 in Jen with the membership subscription. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anna, thank you so much for the $10. Tina with the $10. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wrong button. Alrighty, let's get the next person up here. What was the person's name? Wesley? I'm looking for a Wesley. Wesley, if you're in the box, if you're in the live still, you can send a guest request back and I'll try to get you up. Alrighty. Alrighty. I am looking for Wesley, everyone. I'm looking for Wesley. Do give it a second. I don't see Wesley, everyone. That's very unfortunate. I feel bad. I accidentally kicked him. Alrighty. Let's go into the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria listed on the YouTube stream. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 25.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Oh, hell yeah, I do, brother.
What's your birth year?
2000.
What month?
March.
March.
I'm
For
25, I swear.
sure. Yeah, okay, that's for sure. I was just making sure. So, if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
I'd vote for Trump.
Okay, why?
Well, okay, I just first of all wanted to say that I'm not gay, okay? I want you to know that first and foremost. But I do think you look very, very handsome today. But I'm not, it's an abomination to be gay.
Get the fuck off my stream. What a weirdo, dude. It is not an abomination to be gay. What the fuck? That is so crazy to say. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. Yo, what's up? Oh, let's go to the next person. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 23.
And do you support Donald Trump?
I do. I think it's
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
can you hear me?
Your microphone went very low in volume.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just okay. How about this?
Can't really hear you at all, man.
All right. How about now?
I hear you a lot better now. So, why do you support Trump?
He's our president. I think as an American, it's important to support your president.
Sure. Let me clarify. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay. All right. Let me say thank you to some people, and then we will move on to the debate here. Ramos, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Lovey, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You know, I think that's a valid criticism too. I think that totally makes sense. W Lovey. W Lovey. And then I think I am caught up. Let me make sure I'm on Venmo and Cash App. Nathaniel, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Karen, thank you for the $5. Thank you. And Ashley, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. All right. So why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because he is our president of the United States, and I am an American citizen. Therefore, I support him.
Okay. Well, let me clarify. If you could go back in time, why would you vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris. So, I watched her do some rallies and stuff like that, and I listened to her speak. I wanted to give her a chance, right? Because everybody deserves that chance to earn your vote. And to me, she just didn't seem legit whatsoever. Didn't really trust anything she said. She seemed very fake. And to be honest with you, just based off what we saw from Joe Biden, it's hard to look at a Democrat and take them seriously.
Okay. Can you ask me how, or not ask me? Can you tell me how she seemed fake?
So like, there's clips of her at different rallies, in front of different ethnic groups, and it just seems like her accent would change suddenly. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if she was in front of a black audience,
code switching doesn't mean that you seem fake, right? Code switching code switching totally makes sense to do, especially for people who specifically experience racism within our society.
Right.
That's not seeming fake. What is seeming fake is Donald Trump having 30,000 confirmed lies in his first administration, Donald Trump saying that the election was rigged by Democrats in 2020, cheating on every single one of his wives. Him being a perpetual liar is him being fake.
Okay, and I totally hear what you're saying. This goes both ways. You do understand that, right? Like, plenty of Democrats have been caught in lies. Yes, Donald Trump gets caught in lies. It's politicians in general. What I think is happening is we're way too divided. We're too busy pointing out the flaws of the other party. What we need to start doing is we need to come together and we need to try to find out what's really going on here, because I think it's much deeper than red versus blue at this point.
Sure. What lie has Kamala engaged in? Can you name one?
Sorry?
Can you name one lie that Kamala Harris engaged in?
No, I cannot.
Okay, well then I think what's dividing us then is you believing in things without evidence. So if you want to come together, the only way we can come together is by believing in truth, is believing in reality, is believing in evidence. And Donald Trump's entire position does not do that. He doesn't make America healthier. He makes America less healthy by defunding cancer research, by cutting funding for the World Health Organization, by cutting funding for the CDC, by cutting funding for the VA. He makes health worse in this country by cutting people off of food stamps and Medicaid, and children off of free school lunch and breakfast, 420,000 children on average per month. That makes this country less healthy. Him denying climate change and getting rid of the environmental protections, right, that were particularly put in place through the Inflation Reduction Act, right? And for clean water and air. Like those things are really, really important for PFAS in terms of forever chemicals, right? All of the different regulations for that are incredibly important for human health, are incredibly important for our environment. And the fact that Donald Trump gets rid of these types of things and doesn't use evidence to base in his position is harming Americans. I can't hear you, by the way. You are quiet again.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me right now?
No, did you connect to Bluetooth again or something?
No, I'm not on.
Well, I can't really hear you at all right now. Just letting you know.
Hello?
I'm sorry. It is really quiet, man. Alrighty. I think I'm going to go on to the next person. I do really apologize. I don't hear you, and the technical difficulties might take too long. So I'm going to go on to the next person real quick. Only do send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok stream. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30 years old.
Are you driving?
I am driving.
You got to come up when you're not driving. It's TikTok TOS. I can't have people up here when they're driving, even if they're hands off. So only send a guest request if you aren't driving, by the way. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Owen, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much, Owen. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, maybe we'll grow out the stash properly at some point. It does feel weird on my face, though. That's one reason why I definitely do like shaving. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Rest in peace, Charlie. Rest in peace, Charlie.
Okay, we're now the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Person clearly wasn't coming to debate. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. All right, do give it a second. Let's go on to the next person here real quick. Wendy, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let me go on to the next person here real quick, everyone. I have to open up the thing. Open up the message. Are talking about locking up transgender people because they are violently mentally ill. My husband is a trans man. How do I protect my family? When do I take it seriously? So obviously I would, take the threat seriously and try to bring like attention to it. Really what you can to keep like your partner safe is to make sure that they have community around them, make sure that they are in a safe community. Where you live is also important. Like if you can go to a different area in terms of like a blue state or an area that is definitely less transphobic, that's definitely preferable, if you can. I know there are a lot of people who cannot as well. I'm also helping out people in the community specifically who would need help getting out of communities that are actively harmful to like their existence as well. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
If you could go back in time, or you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Trump.
Trump? Okay. And what's your birth year, by the way?
2007.
What month?
March.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Just agree with more things that he has than Kamala.
Kamala, like what?
Abortion.
Okay. What about abortion?
I believe that it should be illegal
Why?
because you're killing a baby.
Okay. So to clarify, like, when does it become a baby under your view?
I feel if it's after 6 weeks, it should be illegal to get an abortion.
Why after 6 weeks?
Because that's just because that's when I believe it's like actually turning into a baby and not just.
But why?
What's your opinion on abortion first?
Can you answer my question first? Why 6 weeks is it considered valuable?
That's just what I believe.
That's just what you believe. You just feel like it. So why not later? Can you just feel like it a bit later so you can give people more time?
That's just what I believe.
Yeah. So just believe a little bit later. Is that fine?
No.
Why not?
because I already told you that's just like my beliefs.
You just feel like it. So,
What
yeah, there's nothing
what
you
do
can
you
point to. It seems. So why is it not valuable in 5 weeks? Why is it okay to murder it in 5 weeks?
You gonna answer my question or no?
Yeah.
How do you
My
feel?
position on abortion is that I'm pro-choice.
So you think we should be able to have it? Like, I agree with abortion if, let's say, grape, but that's about it, in my opinion.
Life of the pregnant individual.
Or if the mother is endangered, then.
So okay. So then, like, let's talk about this. So, do you think that before you overturn Roe versus Wade, which would leave it up to the states, do you think that there should be a federal exception in place to prevent, right, certain states from allowing or restricting access to abortion in those certain circumstances?
Yeah, I think there should be something in place in certain circumstances,
Well, that
but
didn't
if
happen. Donald Trump just overturned Roe versus Wade without putting a federal exception in place. So, given that the federal exception wasn't put in place, would you agree that Roe versus Wade should not have been overturned?
I just think, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
So
I
if you
agree.
agree with me that Roe versus Wade should not be overturned, then you agree with Kamala Harris on abortion. Therefore, you couldn't say that you agree more with Trump on abortion. Try again. Why do you support Trump?
How about why do you dislike Trump so much? How about that?
Yeah, he was held civilly liable of sexual abuse. He bragged about walking to the changing rooms of
I mean-
naked
I mean,
women that
if
were
you-
changing without their consent, where there was an 18-year-old that came out, said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old. He said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. He also passed policy that is taking 420,000 children off free school lunch and free school breakfast every single month on average, 2.5 million people off their food stamps, and over 10 million people off their health insurance, while adding $3.4 trillion to the debt, and then shifting the burden of taxation from those that are higher income to those that are lower income disproportionately.
I mean, if you want to go with character, you could say Kamala slept her way to the top.
Can you give me any evidence that Kamala Harris, quote unquote, slept her way to the top?
I mean, can you give me evidence on all those things that you just said?
Yes, I can. And I'll do that. I promise you. I'll answer that and do that as soon as you provide me evidence that Kamala Harris, quote unquote, slept her way to the top.
Why should I provide you evidence if you can't provide me any evidence?
I promise you I'll provide you evidence right after. I just want to make sure you answer this question first.
But I asked you first.
No, you didn't. I asked you first.
Okay. What why can't you just answer mine on all those things that you just said?
I will. I told you I will as soon as you answer mine.
Just do it, bro.
Because I asked
Just do it,
first.
man.
Because I asked first.
If you can, then do it.
What evidence do you have that if you can, then do it?
What evidence do you have on all those things you just said?
I will totally answer right after.
Answer.
Do you see how he can't do it?
You can't do it either, obviously, then answer.
I have done it a million times on the live. I will do it again. Everyone knows I can do it. We're waiting for you to do it.
Let's see.
You're embarrassing yourself
Let's
currently.
see. You are too. Let's see. Let's see if you can do it. Give me some evidence here.
I can wait here all day.
I mean, you're obviously not providing any, so you obviously can't.
I told you when I would provide it. I've done this a million times on my live stream.
Yeah, sure.
And I have told you that you have to. I'm not taking the. Hey, by the way, you're trying to give me bait so that you can pivot the conversation so you don't have to talk about it. What evidence do you have that Kamala Harris slept her way?
What evidence do you have on all?
What evidence do you have that Kamala? Stop doing this. I
And-
want to have a. Hey, dude, I genuinely want to have a conversation with you, and you're not doing that right now. Have the conversation or get off my stream.
I am having a conversation with you right
Then
now, but you obviously
answer the question.
I'm asking you too. What evidence do you have? You don't have any.
I promise you, I will provide you the evidence as soon as you answer my question. If you choose to not answer my question, I will. Hey, dude, I'm not going to do this anymore. If you choose to not answer my question after me asking one more time, I will kick you from my stream because you are trying to deflect the conversation away from answering my question because you have no fucking evidence. Admit you have no evidence then.
All right, sure. I have no evidence. And
That's what I
how
thought.
about you?
Yeah, he was held civilly liable, meaning a unanimous decision of 9 people indicated that he sexually abused Eugene Carroll. He incited a violent insurrection of the Capitol. He pardoned the January 6th violent rioters who beat police officers. For example, DJ Rodriguez drove a stun gun to the neck of a police officer, admitted to it, and was convicted of it in a criminal court. So we can point to plenty of these different things. We can point to him saying it himself, him bragging himself. I can play the audio of him bragging himself about walking to the changing rooms of naked women without their consent. And I can show you an 18-year-old that came out, said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms when Donald Trump would do that. I can play you the audio of Donald Trump saying he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. I can provide you evidence for every single claim that I made. You can't provide evidence for any of the claims that you have because you don't base your opinions or your positions in evidence. You base your positions in what you feel like in your feelings. And whatever you want to be the case, and whatever is politically advantageous to your side, because you treat this like sports. You don't treat it like reality. And given the fact that it affects everyone.
Did he go to prison for all those things or no?
He didn't go to prison for the felonies, particularly because of the fact that he was elected president.
So he wasn't committed of all those things, is what you're saying?
He was convicted.
He was? Okay.
Yes.
But he didn't go because he was president?
Yes.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Okay. Do you have any response?
Yes.
Like, what evidence do you have that she slept her way to the top? Why'd you believe that?
I already answered that for you.
You said you don't have any evidence. You just said you believed it based upon a trust me, bro.
Yeah.
So why did you feel the need to demean a woman based upon that? By the way, you say she did, quote unquote, sleep her way to the top. Wouldn't that just be evidence that we live in a patriarchal society that oppresses women? And in order for women to get into positions of power, they would have to engage in such behaviors like that are clearly based upon coercion? Why would you blame the woman who would be victimized by the patriarchal system that would force her into a situation where it is the case that she would have to do that in order to be able to get into a position of power to help other women against predators like Donald Trump that are violent sex offenders?
He's not a violent sex offender.
He is. He's literally a violent sex offender. He was held civilly liable unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people for forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will. That makes him a violent sex offender.
How long ago was that?
When was he held civilly liable, or when did it happen?
When did that happen?
1996.
Exactly. We're talking about stuff from 30 years ago.
I'm sorry. Does that not matter? And by the way, that was 29 years ago, if you can do math.
Oh, my bad. Just rounding up.
Okay. If someone raped someone 30 years ago, does that mean it wasn't bad or something? That's clearly still bad. They clearly shouldn't be president.
I'm just saying that doesn't mean he's still the same person he was back then that he is now.
So you think rapists are redeemable?
No, I mean, yeah. If you give your life to Christ, then if you give your life to Christ, and
if Hitler gave his life to Christ, would he be redeemable?
I mean, every sin is forgivable except blasphemy. So if he asked God for forgiveness,
so to clarify, blaspheming the Holy Spirit not forgivable, but genocide is.
I mean, that's what the Bible says.
Isn't that insane?
I'm just telling you what the Bible says, man.
Well, then why would you want to base everything on the Bible if that's your prescription that you got from the Bible? Yeah, there are plenty of other people that read the Bible that didn't get that prescription, but if that's the prescription you get, what the hell?
It says in the Bible the only sin that cannot be forgiven is blasphemy.
Yeah, so but why is blaspheming the Holy Spirit not forgivable, but other things such as rape, murder are forgivable? That doesn't make any sense, dude.
Because that's what the Lord says.
Yeah, but just because the Lord says it doesn't mean it's a good reason for that to be the case. Wait, do you think that Jeffrey Dahmer, someone who gave himself his quote unquote life to Christ at the very end of his life and committed terrible, atrocious acts of serial murder, right? Do you think he would be in heaven if he turned his life to Christ like he said he did?
Of course, if he turned his life to Christ, of course he'd be in heaven. So to
clarify, me being an atheist, not believing that Christianity is true, just simply because I don't believe it, right? I should go to hell for just not believing it. But someone like Jeffrey Dahmer gets to go to heaven.
If you wanna make choices that will eternally keep you away from God, then you'll eternally stay away from God.
I just don't believe in God. I just don't believe in God. I'm not trying to turn away from something. I just don't believe it.
If you make the choice to stay eternally away from God, then that's your choice.
I didn't make any choice to stay eternally away from anything. I just don't believe it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Because you're not making the choice to go with God. Like go.
I can't choose. Wait. What do you mean choose to believe it? I can't change my mental state just based upon a choice. I can only choose to believe in things that have evidence, that have reason, right?
There is evidence and there is reason.
There isn't.
How is there not?
Well, can you give me any first-person account in the Bible that indicates that Jesus rose from the dead?
What do you like? Explain. What do you mean?
There is better evidence to believe that E. Jean Carroll was sexually assaulted by Donald Trump by magnitudes of greater evidence comparative to the Bible indicating that Jesus rose from the dead or walked on water.
Why would
You believe in
so
that based
many
upon zero
people do
evidence.
it?
You believe on
Why
that based
would-
upon faith. And I understand believing things based upon faith. I get what you're coming from, but it's not a basis in evidence. It's not a basis in reason.
So, well, I mean, if you don't believe in God, you don't believe in God. That's just your own personal
Exactly,
choice.
but why should I go to hell just for simply not believing? Simply just for not believing. But Jeffrey Dahmer gets to go to heaven.
If you make the choice, is to stay eternally away from God, to not
I
turn
didn't make
towards
any
God.
choice to stay away from a God. I just don't believe in the
The
God.
choice that you made is to not go towards God. Is to not turn towards God. To
Wait,
do
but
things
like you
like
chose to do that with all the different religions.
What
How
do
do
you
you know
mean?
which one is right out of all the different religions? All the different religions claim this.
Because I did my. You can do research. You can go to church. You can find out for
But
yourself.
there's no evidence that substantiates Christianity over any other religion.
I mean, there is if you read the Bible.
Yeah, I have read the Bible. Can you tell me the first 4 books of the New Testament?
No, I don't have it memorized.
What about the Old Testament? First 4 books.
I don't have it memorized, man.
Okay, so you don't remember Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the New Testament?
I don't. It's. I mean,
Genesis,
I don't.
Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and
I
the Old
understand, man.
Testament.
I don't have it memorized.
Okay. Can you tell me the 2 commandments that Jesus gave you in the New Testament?
Dude, like I said, I don't have
Can you
it
name
memorized.
one of them?
One of what?
Can you name one of the 2 commandments that Jesus gave you in the New Testament?
I mean,
Love thy neighbor? Hello? Like, bro, what? How do you not know love thy neighbor? Come on. Don't use your religion to control other people if you don't even know your own religion. Like, come on. You're literally trying to use your religion to say that people should have certain rights or shouldn't have other rights, but then you don't even know the first 4 books of the New Testament or the Old Testament. You don't know the 2 commandments that Jesus gave you in the New Testament, and you can't even mention love thy neighbor? Dude.
I study the Bible every single day, even
Then
though
stop
I
using
read
it to control other people.
I'm not using it to control other people.
Yeah, you
How
are.
am I?
You actively
Explain
are.
how
You're
I'm
saying, yeah. You agree with Donald Trump's abortion policy, correct?
I do.
Okay, so
Well,
then you think
no. I agree that abortion should be illegal in cases except rape and if the mother's life.
because of your religion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so should Donald Trump be in prison for adultery?
I don't have that choice.
What do you mean? Wait, no, if you could make adultery illegal, would you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then Donald Trump should be in prison for committing adultery, correct? Push the galaxy.
That's not my choice.
No. If you could put Donald Trump in prison, you think he should be put in prison, right?
That's not my choice to make.
Well, but you just said like adultery should be illegal. So if adultery should be illegal, and if Donald Trump has committed adultery, then he should be in prison, correct?
And again, that's not my choice.
But if it was your choice.
Yeah, but it's not though. So.
Oh, it's also not your choice for women who get abortions to go to prison, right? It's their choice. So then why are you saying that it should be your choice whenever you're talking about women specifically getting access to abortion or pregnant individuals getting access to abortion?
I'm not saying,
but specifically in the context of Donald Trump committing adultery,
I'm not saying
then he shouldn't be in prison. That sounds to me like you're cherry picking your own religion.
I'm not cherry picking my own religion.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not though.
I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much, Robert. You quite literally are. You're saying that some sins should be illegal, some violations of the 10 Commandments should be illegal, but not others.
I'm just kidding. That's not what I'm saying at all.
That's exactly what you were saying.
That is not what I'm saying.
So can you clarify? So adultery should be illegal and people should go to prison for committing adultery.
Yes.
So Donald Trump should go to prison.
That is not my choice. I don't have all the facts and evidence.
Why do you keep wait, so you're able to answer that adulterers should go to prison, but when I give you an example of an adulterer that you're saying should go to prison, then you can't make the choice?
I don't have all the facts and evidence on that specific.
Wait, I'm sorry. We know that he's cheated on all of his wives. Like, for example, we have Stormy Daniels talking about it. We have Donald Trump paying the hush money. Why did Donald Trump pay Stormy Daniels hush money if he never cheated?
I don't know. I'm not Donald Trump.
So he just paid her hush money for no reason?
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't in Donald Trump's shoes.
Maybe, you know. He just paid her for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, there was no specific reason why he paid her hush money. He just decided to give her money. Can he just decide to give me some money or you some money or like someone in this chat some money? Like that would be nice.
Because I just don't want to. Maybe Donald Trump was just feeling it that day, you know?
Yeah, you're being ridiculous. Everyone knows it was because of what happened. She, under oath, talked about the experiences and seeing the mushroom.
I mean, was he convicted of that?
Well, it was in the context of a court, and he was convicted of the felonies. You're not convicted for hush money. Hush money isn't a felony, but it was a part of the felonies because it was a part of the story as to why he falsified the business records to hide the hush money payments.
Okay.
No response?
What do you want me to respond to?
Maybe something. That would be great.
Give me something to respond to, and I got you.
I just said something you could respond to. Did you listen?
I mean, yeah.
What did I say?
You were talking about how Donald Trump was paying hush money and how he should go to prison for that.
Yeah, so, again, why would he be paying hush money if he didn't cheat?
I mean, I couldn't tell you that because I'm not Donald Trump.
You don't need to be Donald Trump to be able to know this. Everyone here can reasonably conclude that. If you don't have a brain that can critically think, you could tell me that, and then maybe, you know, then I would be able to, you know, understand what you mean there. Like, you know, I got you there. But, like, given that you do have the ability to critically think, you should be able to get this, right? Baby doll, thank you so much. I really appreciate the galaxy. So go ahead. Critically think. Go for it. You got this. I believe in you. Well, I seriously believe in you.
Let's say what you are saying is true. So you're saying you've never made a single mistake in your whole life?
Never in my life have I ever made a mistake. What? Of course I've made a mistake.
Exactly. People make mistakes. Let's say what you are saying is true.
What was your comparison? I'm sorry. Are you saying that sexual abuse should be just treated as a quote-unquote mistake?
No.
No. Galaxy. Then what are you talking about?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Do you think that cheating on your partner should just be quote-unquote a mistake?
No. Of course not.
Okay. I mean, he cheated on multiple of his wives. Obviously, it's not just a mistake. He didn't unintentionally do it, right?
It's a mistake, but it also is a mistake. Like, what people do make mistakes in life. You cannot lie on that.
No one's disputing that. And I do think you can be redeemable if you acknowledge the fact that you've cheated before and you never do it again. But that's clearly not what Donald Trump did, given that he was a serial adulterer. And also, like, this is your perspective. I don't think people should be put in prison for cheating. You do, because you think it should be illegal because of your religious tendencies. Because you have to be able to make a distinction between why some laws should be illegal and other laws shouldn't be. Should blaspheming the Holy Spirit be illegal?
Should it be illegal? No, it shouldn't. But
why?
I think
you said it was unforgivable. An unforgivable sin shouldn't be illegal.
For the Lord, you will go to hell in the afterlife. You will go to hell, but in this life, with all the laws, you won't. So, like, why should it be illegal if you want to spend your life away from Christ after life?
No, so explain. So are unforgivable sins worse than forgivable sins?
Is unforgivable sins? Yes, it is way worse than.
Oh, okay, they're way worse. Okay, so then why should you not go to prison for an unforgivable sin, but you should go to prison for a forgivable sin?
Okay. When I said you should go to prison for adultery, I was thinking of completely something else. You should not go to prison for adultery.
What were you thinking of?
I'm not gonna add my terms completely wrong there.
No, what did you think adultery was?
Not that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I did not think it was cheating on your partner.
So what did you think it was?
I mean, I thought it was something way worse. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I don't think you should go to prison for cheating on your partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but like, you think other sins, like for example, like abortion, is abortion a forgivable sin?
Yeah.
Okay. So why should people go to prison for abortion, which is a forgivable sin, but not for blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, which is an unforgivable sin?
When did I say people should go to prison for abortion? I never said that. I never said that.
I'm pretty sure he did say that, right? He did,
I
right?
promise,
Like
yeah,
he
I
totally
promise
said
you I
that.
didn't. I promise you I didn't say that people should go to prison for abortion. I promise you I did not say that.
Do you want to bet?
Yeah, I'm low-key down because I know I did not say people should go to prison if they have an abortion.
Then you
I
say
did not
after
say that.
6 weeks?
I never. No, I did say that, but I did not say people should go to prison for that. I never said that.
Maybe you didn't say that. You know what? I don't care enough to bet on it. But I mean, if you did, so you agree that that's not your position, right?
What's not my position?
What were we just talking about?
Yeah, I did not say people should go to prison if they have an abortion.
So you agree people should not go to prison for abortion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then
think
you're
it's wrong.
pro-choice, dude. You're pro-choice.
No, but I think it's wrong.
Oh, that's fine. You don't have to.
Because I think
Wait. Being pro-choice does not mean you think it's good to have abortions necessarily. It just means that you think people should have the legal right to get access to an abortion. You can think abortion's wrong, and yet it still should be legal. You know? So like,
I think it should be legal in some cases, as in rape, or if the mother's life is in danger.
yeah, in elective circumstances, should people go to prison for getting an abortion?
No.
Okay, so then you agree with Roe versus Wade, right?
Like I just said, I agree with abortion. I agree with abortion if it's rape or if the mother's life is in danger.
Hey,
but I don't agree
I'm
with
not asking
abortion
you
it's
if you
an
agree or
abortion.
not. Maddie, thank you so much for the Viking hammer.
No,
Thank you so
that's
much. I really
my-
appreciate it.
That's my beliefs.
Hey.
What I just said right there is my beliefs. I'm not saying Roe
I get
versus
it.
Wade.
I understand. Hey,
Okay.
I'm not talking about whether or not you morally agree with abortion. I'm talking about you specifically saying whether or not people should be sent to prison for getting an abortion. And you agree with me that people who get elective abortions should not go to prison, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so then you're pro-choice.
Well, like I just said, I don't agree with people that get abortions unless it's rape or the mother's life is in danger. That's just my standpoint on that.
But it should be legal, right?
I just told you what I believe in. That's how I feel.
Okay, so then if it should be legal, well then why do you agree more with Donald Trump's position on abortion?
I just told you my position on abortion, on why I believe some cases should be legal and some cases should not be legal.
Oh, which cases should not be legal?
Rape or the mother's life is in danger.
No, should not be legal.
Oh, should not be legal as a case of using it as birth control. If you're just regular every day, just got pregnant, making stupid decisions.
So if someone gets an elective abortion, should they go to prison?
No. I already answered that. No.
Should it be illegal?
Should it be illegal to get an abortion?
Yeah, if it's for an elective reason.
No, because I think the people that should go to prison are the people that are doing the abortions, or the doctors that are doing the abortions.
So if a pregnant individual causes an abortion themselves without going to the doctor, should they go to prison?
I mean, if they're, I would say yeah. If they're
So
doing
how do you tell the difference between someone who intentionally led to a miscarriage or unintentionally led to it? Like, are you going to investigate women who have miscarriages?
I'm saying the person that caused the abortion, that did it on purpose, should be the one that pays for the abortion.
Okay, so for example, If a particular pregnant individual causes the abortion themselves, should they be held accountable for that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So are you going to investigate people who have miscarriages?
Am I specifically going to investigate people that have miscarriages? No. Why would I specifically investigate that?
Okay, so then how are you going to be able to identify anyone that caused it to themselves?
Because if they go to the doctors and have an abortion, then there's the doctor's
But
fault.
if they don't go to the doctors, you wouldn't be able to. So what you're actually doing is you're incentivizing people who would get abortions to go through unsafe mechanisms to get the abortion. That's actually what you're incentivizing.
I'm incentivizing that you should just not use it as a form of birth control at all. Period. You should not use it as a form of birth control.
I don't even know what you mean by use it as a form of birth control. You think the average American... Wait, hold up, stop. You think the average American can afford to get enough abortions where it would be considered a form of birth control?
I'm not like implying that. I'm saying if you accidentally got pregnant and it's not grape and it's the mother's life is not in danger, you should not use it to kill the baby.
Dude, the reality is, listen here. If my girlfriend got pregnant and she doesn't want to have a kid right now, and she got an abortion, and I paid for it, should I go to prison?
No, because you're not the one doing the abortion. It's the doctor's doing the abortion.
But I pay the doctor. If someone pays a hitman to murder someone, should they be held accountable for that?
That's a completely different scenario.
How is that different? Under your view. By the way, under my view, it's definitely different. Under your view, is that different?
The person that does the birth, that does...
Yeah, only the hitman should be held accountable.
I'm not talking about...
You realize how ridiculous that is? Come on. You're saying only the hitman should be held accountable.
Obviously, the person that is asking the hitman to kill someone should also be held accountable.
Oh, okay. So people who specifically go to the doctor to get access to an abortion, should they go to prison?
I think any doctor's office that is open for abortions, that should not be legal. Like they should...
Yeah, but say there was some doctor's office where people went to and people got access to the abortion, should they go to prison if it's an elective circumstance?
So you're asking me if I think it's legal. If I made all the laws, there would be no places with abortions. Period. Like, I don't make the laws.
So you would make it illegal everywhere?
In some cases, I would make it legal, as in grape, or if the mother's life is...
in elective circumstances, you would make it illegal everywhere. So you'd say everyone should go to prison who gets an elective abortion?
I would make it so people are not allowed to use an abortion only in positions where they just accidentally get pregnant. They should not be allowed to use abortion.
Do you know what elective means?
Yes, not grape or the mother's life is in danger. I know what you mean by that.
Okay, so then, like, in elective circumstances, do you think people legally should be able to get access to an abortion?
No.
No. If they get access to an abortion, should they go to prison?
Not the person that's getting an abortion should go to prison. I think it would be more of the doctors that should go to prison.
Okay, so so if you call a hitman on someone, only the hitman should go to prison.
No.
So what's the distinction under your worldview between going to a doctor to have them perform an abortion and calling a hitman to kill someone?
Because I think the person that's paying for the abortion is deceived and they're worried, and that should just not be a thing at all that they have a choice to do.
Okay, so in a circumstance where someone does know what they're doing, are you saying they should be held accountable?
No, because I still think they're being deceived.
Okay, if they weren't being deceived, should they be able to get access to? Should they go to prison for the abortion?
I'm not saying whether they should go to prison. I'm just saying that it should not.
Dude, you can't answer this question. If they weren't deceived,
it's like a weird.
Wait, hold on. If the person was not deceived, should they go to prison for getting the abortion?
That's real. That's a really hard question. I can't even lie.
I understand, but I'm
Like, you know,
asking you these. I'm asking these questions because they
you
are
know
hard
my
questions for you to answer.
standpoint. You know my standpoint on abortion, right? You know my standpoint. Yeah, and that's my standpoint. Like, you don't have to give me all these hypothetical.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go into the next person. I don't think there's a productive dialogue to be had with them right now. I think you should watch back that conversation, listen to the different conversations that I have. Maybe I'll be able to change your mind that way. I don't think the best way to change your mind is by continuing that conversation. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go to the next person. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Everyone, if you're on TikTok, tap that screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We can try to get to 3,000 likes. I think we're on the way to do that right now, everyone. Let's try to get to 3,000 likes. I'd really appreciate it. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Let's get to 2 million likes. I'd really appreciate that. Monica, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Wendy, thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Absolutely. That's so fucking important to do that. Deidre, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $3. Thank you so much. Amazing to hear. Amazing to hear. Kat, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. I know, right? Blake, thank you so much for the $3. Thank you. Yes, I will. I will continue to try to look for him. Trex, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you. Love what you do. Just want to support you. Thank you so much, Trex. I really appreciate it. Feisty, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Laura with the $100 on PayPal. Can we get some W's for Laura in the comment section right now? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I love it when you quote scripture to cook my brothers in Christ. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I always love liberal Christians. You know, I love liberal Christians, especially like, you know, being on my side out here trying to get people to see the light. I mean, I definitely disagree on Christianity, but like I always empathize, and I love the perspective. Sherry, thank you for the $2. Othi, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $10. Thank you. Christina, thank you for the $1. And Justin, thank you for the $17. Thank you so much, Justin. Let's go on to the next person. Everyone, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Let's go on to the next person real quick. Karen, thank you for the $5, by the way. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2004.
What month?
June.
Appreciate the little crown. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
Oh, sorry. So I just want to start this out. Do you plan on debating somebody that has more than 3 brain cells and doesn't sound like they're 16? Because I feel like we had a pretty good conversation going, and you kicked me and muted me. But you let that guy ramble on about nothing. So.
Versus Journal. So you support Donald Trump? Did I kick you off earlier?
Yeah.
So you agree?
Do you plan on a debate? Or are you scared?
So to clarify, you agree that I was talking to someone with less than 3 brain cells when I was talking to you, right?
If anybody in this chat was listening to that last conversation, yes.
Wait,
right?
no, I'm saying like you just said that I only talk to people with less than 3 brain cells, and I did talk to you, meaning that you have less than 3 brain cells, right?
Right, but you want to have a debate, or are you scared you're just going to kick me and mute me?
Why'd I kick you?
We did it earlier, and then I got muted. So
you can eat later. You should eat later.
Have a really good conversation.
I understand, but why did I kick you? Did you learn?
Did I learn? Obviously not coming back up here, but do you want to have a conversation? I think we can have a good one.
No, but I'm asking. I'm seriously serious. Like, did you learn why I kicked you? Like, did you listen to why I kicked you?
No, I was in with another guy, and we were talking over each other, and he just kicked us both. I don't really know.
No, he wasn't talking. I accidentally kicked him when I meant to kick you. Okay? He wasn't even talking.
Right.
Okay? Why did I kick you?
I'm not sure, Dean. You just did.
So hop in the guest box, and once you figure out why I kicked you, maybe I'll continue the conversation. I'm serious. Like, by the way, I'm really serious. That is incredibly important. If you can't listen, if you can't engage with the conversation, I am likely to kick you because I think that the conversation is not productive. Don't come up on my live and tell me that the conversation I had with the last guest was not productive while you literally didn't engage with what I had to say, and you couldn't even remember what I had to say. The last guest I just talked to you before that guy, that person would have been able to at least tell me what I was saying to him, you know? Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok stream. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everybody. It really helps push it out to more people, so I'd really, really, really appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Oh, this person, they have 2008 in their name. That means that they're not old enough. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 22.
And do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, actually I do, man.
Okay. And if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you vote for?
I wouldn't have voted for anyone, actually.
Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
Okay. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
Trump.
Okay. To clarify, what was your birth year?
2004.
What month?
September.
For sure. What day?
Why do I have to tell you what day?
Just
Oh,
curious.
yeah. It's literally the month of September. My bad. It's before now. I don't feel comfortable saying the day. It's just.
By the way, totally fine. Just making sure that you knew that. So, a few things here. One, why do you think I'm a grifter? And two, why are you such a hater of Dean that you had to make your name I hate Dean?
Wait,
That's
hear
kind of
this out.
a little bit embarrassing.
I'm grifting the grifter.
What do you mean? So you don't actually support Trump?
No, I do. I'm just grifting the two biggest grifters.
If you're grifting us, that means that you dishonestly think that. What does grift mean?
Just like pursuing some sort of like ideology or it's like some sort of opinion that is like widely accepted just because it's like, I don't know, like politically correct.
That's not what grifting is. Grifting is like dishonestly holding a particular perspective in order to gain attention, right? Or to get something from it, right? I'm
Okay,
not doing
then
that. I actually hold the perspective that I do. I'm not a grifter, clearly.
No, I don't think you actually like hold the perspective that you do.
You think I'm actually a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I think you're a secret conservative. You want me to tell you why?
Yeah, go ahead.
So do you think that we should have stricter borders?
No.
Do you think we should? Do you think we should give more more power to the states as opposed to like a centralized government system?
Depends on the context. Typical, no.
In typical, no. So you would disagree with like, okay, say that they had like no federal abortion, AB ban, and they had none of that federally AB ban. They just turned it over to the states, and the states were only allowed to have like, let's just say like a 12-week period where it's accepted and it's elective. You wouldn't allow that to happen?
I'm confused what you're asking. I would prefer more people to have access to abortion, all right? And I would prefer a federal protection of access to abortion. If it was the case that we couldn't have a federal protection of access to abortion and there was more protection, if it would be left up to the states, well then in that circumstance, yes, I would support it being left up to the states, but that's not the reality that we had. We had it federally protected in terms of access to abortion.
But in
Does
that
make sense?
circumstance,
I would prefer it being left up to the states than there being a federal ban, if that's what you were trying to say.
fair enough. I mean, you agree on the conservative worldview as long as it's federally protected up to like some certain amount. That's fine.
No, I don't agree with the conservative worldview.
Okay, what do you disagree about the conservative worldview, dude?
I think it should be federally protected in terms of access to abortion prior to viability. Like through the.
I mean, it could still be federally protected and still have like some sort of state say so past 12 weeks. So like you can have it federally protected up to 12 weeks and have some certain states that are allowed up to 24.
You said federally protected up to 12 weeks? No, I want a federal protection up to sentience if we're going to do that. But Roe versus Wade is good. After viability, it's left up to the states. So again, you're not explaining how I'm a conservative grifter.
All right, whatever. Well, I truly don't think that you actually like hold the perspectives that you truly do. I think you just kind of like flip flop on whatever political opinion that it was like, oh no, that the majority of like your fan base agrees with.
So then, why did I have opinions before I had a fan base?
You didn't. Well, I mean, you had opinions. You did like what 3 years of what was it called, like Christianity, debating Christianity if there was a God. I remember that.
And I didn't have these opinions then.
Oh no, no!
I just want to let you know I also did these lives. Did you know that?
prior to Trump even being put inside of office. I remember you being on sort of like TikTok.
I wasn't even if Trump prior to Trump being in office, I wasn't doing TikTok then. I started TikTok in 2020.
Yeah, you're right.
And I didn't start doing like live streams until 2021.
I have noticed like I have noticed a pattern of like your opinions changing whenever like your fan base or like the left wing political the people shift their opinions as well.
Give me one example.
An example would be like whenever you were the Charlie Kirk situation where you kind of like said that he was like, I don't know, small fish Charlie Kirk, and then the moment that what happened. I just like, I'm not gonna say it because it's like low-key kind of triggering to a bunch of people. But what happened is that now like somehow you're so like super entirely sympathetic to the person in its totality.
Even though you're misunderstanding by the way, you're misunderstanding my position, right? Me thinking murder is wrong, right, and something bad like murder happening does not make him a good person overnight. He's still a bad person. He caused immense levels of hate in our society. He is a bad person, but it is not justified for him to be murdered. That's my position.
What is the difference between you and Charlie Kirk? I mean, like, truly, what is the difference between you and him? Like, let's be honest here.
Ideological divisions. He's bigoted.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, everybody's gonna have some sort of like ideological divisions. That's totally fine. You're gonna have a schism between whatever, like, those type of ideas. That's totally fine. Everybody has that. That's not necessarily what's different.
Can we use a different example, please?
Yeah, I think the things that like make you the most similar is that you open up a panel for a bunch of people to come here and combat your opinions, right? And this is what this person has done for years. And I mean, he went to college campuses just for like people to open up, invite, and like open discourse and discussion.
I debate people, so we both debate. Yeah, okay.
No, but you are no different from him, dude.
There's clear differences. Just because we both debate doesn't mean there's no differences. That makes no sense at all.
Hate is subjective. Hate is subjective. And some people would say that
are you the same as me because you're debating me right now?
No, that's not what I'm trying to highlight and illustrate, and you know that. I think. Well, what I'm saying. Yeah, let me get to it. Just like hate is subjective no matter which way you put it. So whatever ideological or like political ideas that you want to purport to a bunch of people is totally fine. And people will receive that as hate. And that's like up to subjective interpretation, no matter what. So like your definition of hate is going to be entirely different to like his definition of hate. And his like definition of oppression is going to be entirely different of your definition of oppression. But regardless of the fact, he's not a deplorable person for having ideas and notions that are less than desirable.
Can we talk about something else though? Like I've already told you this multiple times. I would prefer if you provide a different example. You have yet to provide me how I specifically changed my opinion just because of the audience holding a specific opinion. There's no example you provided.
You're less vocal. You're way less vocal about like Charlie Kirk being some sort of morally deplorable person post. I
just told you. I just said it on live. I literally just said it. Holy shit.
No,
what are you talking about? What do you mean? I haven't even been on live, dude. Do you realize that I wasn't on live for like over a week, right?
Yeah, the rhetoric.
This is my second day back. What do you mean I haven't? What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, the rhetoric. Yeah, I understand this is your second day back. I watched your first live stream as well, and the rhetoric is completely different. It's absolutely different. You've changed and flip flopped your ideas and opinions, and what you vocalize and don't vocalize. Yes, you have.
What opinion?
Multiple times, dude.
What?
You would. Oh, the amount of insults that flew out of your mouth towards this person is absolutely insane. Even though he has some sort of like discussion or panel, a difference of opinions.
What insult?
Small fish, Charlie Kirk. I haven't heard you say that since
that's Dean, by the way. Dean says that, right? But I'm confused what your point is.
You haven't insulted the man post mortality, man. That's all I'm saying. Is like you're
I didn't every stream like insult Charlie Kirk. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like I do think it's justified to insult him. I would insult him still. Like I don't know what your point is with that though. Like
you would insult him still?
Yes.
A dead person.
He's a bigoted piece of shit.
A dead person with like kids, family.
Yes.
All that.
Yes.
Still insulting.
Yes, because he was a bad person.
That's.
I can acknowledge things that were bad that happened to him. I don't think he should have been murdered, but I can still acknowledge that he was a piece of shit bigot.
God bless you. Are just so God inconsiderate.
Does that make you mad? Does that make you mad or something?
You're disgusting, dude. You're absolutely disgusting. Okay. Oh my God, inconsiderate.
Okay, do you want to bring up anything relevant? Like, because you were saying I was a conservative grifter. Now I'm not. Now I'm disgusting. Now I'm disgusting. Okay, so which is it? Am I a conservative grifter that's actually conservative, or am I someone who is so disgusting that I'm a liberal and I have all these views? Which one is it? Pick a side.
I mean, good buzzwords. Totally. You're inconsiderate, like just person as a whole. I don't understand how you're able to like.
How is it
I'm gonna
inconsiderate?
insult a person when their family are still dealing with the ramifications of exactly what happened. You think these families are not hopping on set of TikTok, scrolling down?
You just told me to do it and then got mad when I did it. By the way, he just fucking told me to do it.
Because I knew you would. I knew you would, dude. It's so easy. It's so easy to read what type of person you are. You're just morally deplorable.
I have
and virtue signal as if you are not.
And you can cry about it. You can cry about it all you want. I don't care. Actually engage in a conversation with me. Actually show me. Wait. You can actually come up here and you can show me a position that I've changed on. You didn't show me any position I've changed on.
I quite clearly demonstrated how you've changed your rhetoric. You said, "Oh yeah, I would still insult him." Haven't insulted himself.
I just did. I literally just did.
Yeah, but you're PCing around the topic. You're not necessarily you're not the same person. You don't stand on what you say.
I did. I just stood on what I said, and I've already told you multiple times that I've already told you multiple times what it's like, because I don't even want to go through all of my emotions and stuff, because I dealt with a lot of trauma and I'm still dealing with this. I'm still working through it because I was there on that day. So I don't want to talk about this anymore. And I honestly, like, please stop at this point, because like realistically, it is genuinely a hard thing for me to even work through my emotions today about everything that happened because of the fact that I was there and I was close to the event. And I have so much I have so much sympathy for people that are at schools where their fucking students, their friends, get fucking shot next to them. I was so fucking terrified. I don't even want to talk more about this, but I was so fucking terrified. I still fucking am. And there's still trauma that I have associated with this. So please, for the love of everything, please just don't continue to talk about this. If you're going to bring up an example, please bring up other stuff.
I'll give a closing statement and then I'll move on. I understand it's very hard and it's very traumatic, and I completely understand that. I think honestly, just taking a step back for a while, dude, because like what you have witnessed is truly traumatic. But I also think you're very vulnerable and very very much prone to some sort of influence of your community, and I don't think you should be necessarily kind of going about and just vehemently like being accepting of like what's going on in the internet right now. I think you should just kind of like take your word for it. But that's why I kind of think of the way that it is, man. I think taking a step further back, recognizing what happened, and I don't think you should not empathize with him. I think you should empathize with him, man. I think empathizing with the person.
I've already told you multiple times. At this point, I'm done having this conversation.
Yeah, I was just doing my closing statement. You're good, man.
I get it. But I've already told you multiple times. Please stop.
You're good. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna close it out there, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that on you.
You said there are so many examples of me changing my mind on things, right, and going differently just because it's a politically popular opinion. Give me an example of that.
You do believe in religious freedoms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Trump is a heavy advocate for religious freedoms, and Kamala Harris is not.
Kamala. No, Trump isn't. Trump actually is antithetical to religious freedoms, and Kamala Harris is an advocate for religious freedom.
Religious Freedoms Act 2017?
Donald Trump called for the complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country. Is that religious freedom?
I think he was referring to like the ethnic group, not necessarily the religious group.
What? Are Muslims a part of a religion? What ethnic group are you referencing?
Yeah.
What ethnic group are you referencing?
I think he was referencing the ethnic group, not necessarily the religious
Wait, and why would you limit an ethnic group from coming? That's also crazy, but that's not an ethnic group. Being a Muslim is a religious perspective.
I don't think limiting like some sort of like ethnic group is necessarily bad from coming inside of like the America, dude. That's not bad. Like you see that with Polish people. Polish people are just like super deplorable. And what is it called? I forgot the country.
Wait, I'm sorry. What are you talking about, bro? Come on, please. Explain to me. That's not religious freedom. It's clearly not religious freedom to call for a complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country. Do you agree with me? That's not religious freedom.
Freedom's in the confines of America. You don't like have to like be religiously free from people like not necessarily denying somebody from having some sort of like religious ideology coming to America is completely different from advocating for religious freedom inside of America. Completely different.
Okay, it's not religious freedom inside of America to call for a complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country. That's completely not.
Yeah, because it hasn't reached inside of America. Like I said, 2017 Religious Freedoms Act is what he.
The galaxy. Thank you. Wait. Yeah. So if we banned Christians from coming to the country, would that be religious freedom?
No, I don't think it would. I don't think it would be like pro or even like anti-religious freedom. I think it would just be negating. Like, yeah, I don't think
if
it's
we
that.
ban Christians from coming to the country, that would clearly be against religious freedom. Come on, bro.
If there's a justifiable excuse to say that, like, okay, if these people are of some
No, there is no
well, you don't think
justifiable
there's like freak
excuse.
religions out there doing
Like,
some sort of satanic, morbid bullcrap? Like, yeah, there's
name
obviously
one. Name a
religions.
single religion.
Satanists. What are you talking
Wait, I'm sorry.
about?
I'm sorry. Satanists aren't actually like religious. Satanists, typically speaking, are atheists, and they're just trolling, right? And Satanists themselves, what particular views do Satanists have that are bad?
Just like rituals. I mean, there was a satanic cult in, like, I think there was a satanic cult on satanic cult.
I'm sorry. If you look at the Church of Satan, like in terms of the things they actually say, like they don't practice like rituals and stuff. It's like what your prescription of Satanism isn't true for most Satanists.
Yeah, there was a Satanist cult inside of Iowa that like prescribed themselves to some sort of like what was it?
I
What
grew
is
up
it
in
that they
Iowa,
did?
so try hard.
No, there was some sort of group. You did not. I find it very hard to believe you grew up in Iowa.
I did. I grew up in the Quad Cities.
I think in Iowa there was like a cult member group that like unalived a poor woman, like a completely innocent woman, and then all the cult members were also charged, if I'm not mistaken. But it just taking that idea, right, and saying that.
But we're not banning a specific major religion, right, from the country.
No.
I think that's anti-religious freedom. Sure, could there be a particular religion that could be so harmful where everyone within that particular religion? I guess you could try to come up with that. It would probably be Christianity, historically speaking. But the idea that you want to talk, like in terms of like the Crusades, right, and Christian imperialism. If you
I'm not Christian. I don't really care.
You
but
don't care? I mean, you want religious freedom, right? That includes
inside of
religious
America,
freedom
not
for
coming
Christians.
to America. Inside of America, not coming to America. I don't want them coming to America. Inside of America, I want religious freedoms inside of America.
If you don't allow people of all different religions to come to America, how is that religious freedom?
Well, I don't think there's any other religion that hasn't like came to America yet, so I don't think that's like a problem.
No, it is a problem because you're not allowing people of a certain religious demographic to come to the country. So, for example, like if we were to establish a country and people are coming to that certain country, but we were to ban members of Christianity from coming to that country, would that be pro-religious freedom? No, it wouldn't be. If you were to
I
ban
don't think it would be
atheists,
anti-religious freedom either.
if they were to ban atheists, would that be pro-religious freedom?
Ban atheists from coming inside of America? I don't think it would be pro or anti, dude. I really don't.
I'm literally about to kick you because that's disingenuous, and you know it.
No,
You know not allowing a certain religion into your country is clearly not religious freedom. You're actually being ridiculous. Don't embarrass yourself like this.
Let me clarify.
This is really embarrassing.
Let me clarify. I don't think there's not a single religion that doesn't exist inside of America already. So I don't think that's like a necessary proponent for quote unquote religious freedoms inside of America. Now, if you want to make a case of saying like, okay, if they have this sort of religion and they're not allowed inside of America, that is completely different. You can have religious freedom inside of America and not outside of America, and they still not come through America.
The idea is that you cannot have religious freedom in America if you don't let people immigrate from all around the world that have that particular religion, but you let others immigrate from around the world who have other religions. You are specifically picking what religions you are going to allow to increase in terms of the volume in the country. That is not religious freedom.
Okay. Is that your demonstration of like what is religiously free? The amount of people that adhere to a certain religion inside of a country?
I think this is an example of limiting religious freedom. Yes.
I don't think it's limiting religious freedom. I think it's limiting the amount of religious people coming inside of the country, which is entirely different.
That's obviously limiting religious freedom.
Can you not draw the distinction between people and the religion?
What is religious freedom?
Religious freedom is being the ability to express your faith and or like your religious practices inside of America, right? But hear me out. Like I said, the amount of religious people don't dictate the religion that's already inside of America.
So if you're not allowed to come into America, if you hold a particular religious perspective, is that freedom of religion?
They're not granted freedom because they're not Americans, dude. I don't know what you want me to say.
No, but you're saying they can't even become Americans.
Under certain circumstances, if it's justifiable,
certain people, given that they are you're saying Muslims, like in general, Muslims across the board should not be able to come to America. That's clearly against freedom of religion.
If there's a good justification to say like, okay,
there is no good justification for that. That's ridiculous. Don't do that.
There could
No, there
yeah,
cannot
yeah.
be a justification for the complete and total shutdown of all Muslims entering the country. There is no
Well, not
justification.
now. Like pragmatically, no, but like theoretically, yes, there could be.
Okay, so there was no context that Trump brought up that was justified. Therefore, you can acknowledge that it was against religious freedom.
Well, it could have been the case that there was like some sort of thing that he was not able to share due to like, I don't know, information protection or like some sort of clearance level that was not
You're
necessary
such a
to.
cultist. It's unbelievable.
I mean, that's very. I don't know about you, but me being inside of the army, you know, you're given a clearance level that you're not allowed to share to people on a day-to-day basis, and so there's only certain things you can to address to the public and not address to the public. And doing so, right?
I'm sorry. Every Muslim in the world, there's no evidence you would be able to provide me that would show every Muslim in the world is specifically going to be involved in something that would be harmful to the country. That is insane. You know, Muslims immigrate to the country all the time, right? And they're not a threat to our country.
Well, I'm just saying this from my own personal experience, and maybe it's not entirely applicable, right? But it is the case that some sort of like insurgents of people that are trying to come to America for dishonest reasons or purposes, right, could call for entire shutdown if that is the case and they had reasonable intel to say so.
There is no intel to indicate that Muslims were doing that.
That we know of. Well, that you know of.
No one has that information.
People have the information, Parker. They're just not allowed to give it to you. I'm sorry.
Really? So how do you know they have this information if you haven't seen it?
I literally, legally cannot tell you. But even if I were to say it,
have you seen something?
I legally cannot. I refuse. I decline to answer the question.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. You have not seen classified information indicating every Muslim around the world needs to be banned from coming here. Shut the fuck up.
People with a secret clearance. People with a secret clearance. You know so much more than you.
Do you have that secret clearance?
I decline to answer. But even people with a secret.
Get the fuck off my stream. I'm not engaging with that. Get off my stream. Get off, dude. I'm not answering that. Get off my stream. Jesus. We need saving. We actually do. It's so bad. It is so bad. It is so bad. What the hell, man? Let me say thank you to people. We're going to go on to the next person. Peggy, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Carolina, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $10. Thank you. Kaylee, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Haley, thank you for the $4.20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Wendy, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Ashton, thank you so much for the $3. Dorentina, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Nat, thank you so much for the $20. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nat. Monica, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Devonna, thank you so much. I really appreciate these $5. Thank you so much. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description in the bio. Description on YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. Let me thank Kayla for the $2. Mello, thank you so much for the $5. JB, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. Anthony with the $5. Nina, thank you for the $2. Happily, thank you so much for the $5. Annie, thank you for the $50 on the YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Annie. Heathen, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. Lori, thank you for the $20. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Jeanette, thank you so much for the $1. Constance, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Kayla with the $10. Trex with the $10. Trex with the $2. Thank you. Ida, thank you so much for the $5. Michael, thank you for the $10. Linnea, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Legenda, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Devonna, thank you for the $7. I really appreciate it. Feisty with the $5. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lovey, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Sidor, thank you for the $7. Noel, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Aria, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Libby, thank you for the $5. Erebus, thank you so much for the $5. All right, I am completely caught up, everyone. Thank you, everyone. If I missed your message, I'm so sorry. If I missed it, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to catch up with everyone. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. Plus, if you want to support me for free, you can subscribe to me on YouTube and or tap the screen here on TikTok, like the stream on YouTube, or you can follow me here on what's it called, on TikTok. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Not necessarily.
Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Pontificate, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And EP, thank you for the $5. And they said the $10 for my secret clearance card. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I was much needing that secret clearance. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? What's up? How old are you? Hello? Let's go on to the next person. Oh, they just started speaking as soon as I kicked them. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. Christine, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Mark with the $30 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Mark. Can we get some W's for Mark in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate it. Ashton, again, with the $3. That's great to hear. W Rapids. Evan, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I know, right? Jalen, thank you for the $4.20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And again, Mark with the $30. Thank you so much, Mark. America, thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Mama Lisa, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's go on the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Let's go on to the next person here. Madam Mistress, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Jenna. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I read your name first. I need to read messages first. I definitely need to. Alrighty. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria. Again, listed on the screen. Marcus, thank you for the $5. Thank you. By the way, everyone, if you send me a message over Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, I will not add you up on the stream. I don't like add people up through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal or anything like that. I pick randomly, so you got to get lucky, essentially. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
18.
How old are you? Sorry?
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What's your birth year?
It's 2007.
What month?
March.
Okay. And do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
And if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
I'm actually looking for help on that. I don't know. Trump, I think, he's changing. I don't know. It's a little.
Here, if you don't know, I would recommend listening to the stream. I am just trying to look for people who, if they could go back in time, would vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. I would recommend listening to the stream, and hopefully I can convince you. Also, check out my YouTube channel. I have a bunch of videos there. You can go check out. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Oh, they said hello as soon as I kicked them. I'm sorry. Send a guest request back. I do apologize. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's up? 26.
Do you support Donald Trump? Sorry, I always turn off webcams because I'm just muscle memory.
No worries.
So why do you support Trump? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yeah. Do you support Trump?
I support him because how he designated cartels terrorist organizations.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay. Okay. All right. So why would you do that?
Like I said, the terrorist organization thing I think is really good for everyone, including Mexico and everyone in the United States.
Okay, so that's the only reason?
A couple of different reasons. I like the economic posture with tariffs against China and like kind of keeping everything local.
Okay. So tariffs. So economically speaking, can you name one way we're economically speaking better off due to Trump's tariff policy?
That I can think off right at the top of my head is all the investments that all the companies are making, like Apple and all the chip manufacturers trying to come back and trying to bring production home.
So did you know that real manufacturing investment has declined since Trump got in office?
I didn't. How so?
Yeah. So if you look at, you can look up real manufacturing investment from the St. Louis Federal Reserve, and they indicate that real manufacturing investment has declined. And the reason why it's declined is because manufacturing has become more expensive in the United States, where they haven't really provided much of an incentive to come back to the United States to produce those goods. Because aspects of the manufacturing process come from countries around the world. So if you tariff all the different countries around the world, all these different products are tariffed, well, then the aspects of the manufacturing process that domestic manufacturers relied on in order to be able to produce their products in the country, well, they're now more expensive to produce. So since manufacturing is more expensive, it's disincentivized, right? And then there's not much of an incentive to bring back the manufacturing to the United States, because the next president can just overturn the manufacturing. So if your manufacturing investment would only be profitable for like the next 3 or 4 years, why would you want that? Especially given that it takes time to develop the manufacturing in the United States to be able to produce goods at the manner in which they would be cheap enough to then compete with the goods that are currently in the market.
Yeah, but I think it takes time. No, I think like tariffs is a way to get it started, but it's going to take time for it to happen. It can't happen overnight, and it's going to be bad if we end up having no manufacturing capability for all the years to come. I mean, that's pretty dangerous, don't you think? Like, we need to try to get them to come back, even if it's not immediately successful. It's got to start somewhere, because we can't keep relying on it to happen overseas.
Okay, but under Trump's administration, his first term, it declined. Under his second term, it's declined since he got in office. And under the Biden-Harris administration, it massively increased.
What do you think the reason is that it increased with Biden?
Because of the CHIPS and Science Act and the Inflation Reduction Act and the bipartisan infrastructure bill.
Okay. So you don't think tariffs are good at all? You don't think it's good to incentivize
I think tariffs are not the best for increasing domestic manufacturing. You can take a look at this graph right here. This is real manufacturing investment in the country. Right here.
Well, that doesn't look so bad.
Well, this is Trump when he first got in office. This is Trump when he leaves office. Right here. It's lower than what it got into. This is Biden when he gets in office. And this is Biden when he leaves office. And then
that looks like a normal
office, there's been a decline.
That looks like a normal... I mean,
yeah, this is all increase under Biden. There's the decline under Trump and decline under Trump.
Gotcha. What do you think about? Yeah, I guess I'd have to get more informed there. What do you think about the terrorist organization stuff? Do you think that's good? Would you agree with Trump on that?
What does that change in terms of our relations?
Well, it just makes it easier to prosecute and prosecute people who are affiliated with cartels. They can freeze assets. So like, they can freeze assets. Second of all, they can prosecute people who deal with them. So like, any financial transaction is now dealing, even if you weren't directly.
We couldn't do that prior. Could you give me a source that we couldn't do that prior and we can do that now?
I can't give you a source, but I can tell you like how it would work in practice. So let's say there's a company who has to pay them for protection in Mexico, right? An American company manufacturing in Mexico who has to pay them for quote unquote protection. Well, they would just do that, right? Because that's like how things would work. But now they're essentially financing a terrorist organization. So they can't just pay them. So they go back to Washington. They go, hey, they're asking us to pay. Like, well, what do you suggest we do? So it cuts off a huge source of income for them.
If that was cutting off a huge source of income for the cartel, I'm fine with that. I have no issue with that being the case. Aaron, I appreciate the dinosaur. Thank you so much. I don't think that's specifically unique to Trump, and then I also don't think that, I don't think that this is a good enough reason to support Trump.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge because I mean they cause death and destruction in Mexico and in other countries and in the United States. Like, the fentanyl stuff, I think is this.
Oh, you can't say that live. I have to kick you now. I'm sorry. I wish I could continue that conversation with you, but you can't say F drug on the stream. It will limit the push of the stream. So I do apologize. I mean, I would say it's something that needs to be addressed. Wrong button, and it's something that needs to be addressed. But I don't think that would be a reason to overlook all of the other harms that Trump causes. Like, for example, with Ukraine, with people from Yemen, right? Specifically with the supporting of Saudi Arabia and their blockade over Yemen, which led to 70,000 Yemeni children being starved and bombed to death. Those are all examples. Those are just a few. There's many other examples that we could bring up specifically that would be relevant. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo.
How old are you?
15.
You got to be 18 plus to join the live, everyone. TikTok rules, 18 plus. Look at the stream, everyone. 18 plus to join the stream. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everyone. Let's try to get to 3,000 likes. If you're on TikTok, do tap that screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. We're just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 27. I'm 28 years old.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
I would vote for Donald Trump.
Okay, why is that?
Well, at the time, he seemed like the better person to vote for, but I just feel like growing up in California and working for the Metropolitan, I have seen like how it has affected like the transportation system, such as like people that live here, like for example, like in the Metropolitan, like in the train system in LA, there's like these rules that they have in place, right, for like homeless people, which is, I understand that they're going through like a rough time, but there's also a bunch of students and there's also a bunch of regular people that go to work who pay for this system. And the Metropolitan gets incentivized by the state of California because they see these homeless people as like passengers. And instead of enforcing any like rules or regulations to get them kicked off, they actually give them like more leeway, which, like I said, I understand that they're going to.
By the way, this has nothing to do with Trump.
Yes, because it goes back to like the governor. He's the one who's like.
Okay. You can say you disagree with Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom wasn't the last candidate of the Democratic Party.
Okay, but.
Okay. And by the way, even the context you're talking about, I live in LA. Like, I don't really know what you're talking about. I've used the metro in plenty of instances. People can use the metro, and there is enforcement if you're not paying for the metro.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but the enforcement is like, it's not really that much. So I guess the reason I'm saying I voted for Donald Trump is because like, I just felt like there was no one else to vote for, because I kind of like don't always agree with Democratic views, and I do agree with Republican views at certain points. But you know, I just feel like growing up in California, there's just been a decrease, a downfall. In sense.
Okay, so
like,
what would Trump have made better in California?
Not necessarily him making California better, but I just think like.
Okay, so then California's not relevant if he's not making California better. So how does he make the country better that makes you support him?
Well, like I heard someone earlier talking about like tariffs, and I know that when they started having like income tax, like taxing people, I believe it was after the Civil War, and it was to, I don't know necessarily what it was for, but I believe that it was only supposed to be temporarily, and because the companies that thrive off tariffs before, so essentially,
we didn't have any of the federal services we have right now.
Yeah, I understand that. But
I mean, like, and like again, tariffs aren't the best way to fund these things because they're regressive in nature. The reason why income tax is better is because we can have a progressive tax bracket structure, meaning that if people make more money, then they pay more in terms of a percentage of their income.
Yeah, but
that's good.
Yeah,
like, tariffs are regressive, meaning that people who are lower income spend a greater proportion of their income on consumer goods. If consumer goods go up in price, that's going to disproportionately negatively impact lower and middle income individuals as they spend a greater proportion of their income on consumer goods.
Yeah, but I mean, and I understand that too, but like how California, we have like one of the highest taxes, and then we're also one of the states that give out the most as well. So it's just like, I mean, I guess I'm just looking at like California as itself, like instead of the entire country, because you know. But
yeah, we're not talking about the governor race in California. We're talking about the presidency, right? And in terms of the governor race for, I mean, even for California in general, like I don't see how Republican policy would be better for Californians. I live in California, and gutting our social services for people in need would be a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, So the exact area where I was working is Watts, right? So I've seen like a lot of people also take advantage of the system. So there's like, as much as like we would like to think that the system is helping people in need, there's also a lot of people taking advantage of it, and there's nothing that anyone is doing to minimize that.
There's going to be people that are, there are things that are done, by the way. That's just not true that there aren't anything that's done to specifically limit fraud.
That's what I said, but there's
there's legal enforcement to limit fraud. But like the idea that people are using it that don't need it, sure, that's going to happen with any social services that exist. But there are so many more positives that we get from these social services being in place that the negatives and the fact that people can utilize the system when they don't need it, right, is going to be like, you know, a cost we have to pay. It's just a reality. We're never going to be able to perfectly enforce a system to ensure that there's no fraud. But it's really low in terms of the fraud rate. Like, it's extremely low.
Yeah.
Cannot hear you right now. You swiped out of the app. Cannot currently hear you. In the meantime, everyone, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everyone. How many likes are we at on YouTube, everybody? Let me check. How many likes are we currently at on YouTube? If you like the content, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really, really, really appreciate it. I think we currently have 2,300 likes. Everyone liked the stream here on YouTube. Let's try to get to 3,000 likes. I think he's not here anymore, everyone. So I might just... Yep, he just left. I'm going to go on to the next person here. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. Susan, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much, Susan. Can we get some W's for Susan in the comment section right now? Thank you so much. Libby with the $20. Thank you so much, Libby. Can we get some W's for Libby in the comment section as well? Reiki, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $1. Marcia, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $25. Thank you so much, Marcia. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Nicole with the $50 on Cash App. Can we get some W's for Nicole in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Nicole. W's for Nicole in the comment section right now. I really appreciate it. W's for Nicole in the comment section. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next person, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. Everyone, for the 7.6 thousand people here on YouTube, or TikTok, I'd really recommend to go over to the YouTube. We got like 3.5 thousand people there chilling with us. I post a lot of new content there. If you miss any of the things, if you miss any of my streams, you can always go check back the VODs. You can see the whole stream there. Plus, I cut them up into videos as well. Yo, what's up? How old are you? I actually think like an hour ago, I released a like a top moments. I wonder how that's doing. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, let's go on to the next person, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen, everyone. Make sure you're followed if you have not already. Huge portion of you likely do not follow me because we've had like 2,100 new follows for today. So make sure to follow if you haven't already. You know, if there's 7,000 people in here right now, we could double that right now. We could double that new follower count for the stream. And if you're on YouTube as well, always make sure to subscribe. We're actually catching up to Dean, chat. We're like kind of catching up to Dean. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 51.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
And why do you support Donald Trump?
Well, he has gotten rid of a lot of illegal immigrants that have crossed over into our country that have been murdering our citizens. He stands for everything Christian, good, and right that I stand for, that I believe in as a person, as an individual. I do respect others' opinions and all that, but as for president, he was the best choice, I feel, because he's doing what's important for this country to survive, to get better.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so undocumented immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, and property crime in the United States comparative to natural-born U.S. citizens. So the idea that undocumented immigrants are coming to the country and murdering citizens at higher rates is definitely not true. If there were more undocumented immigrants in the country as a percentage of the population, there'd be a lower crime rate, actually. And then secondly, you said
Well,
you... Go ahead.
I'm just stating statistics that how many illegal immigrants were let into this country that were from prisons that had criminal backgrounds that killed innocent American lives here in the United States. That
Anyone who's done that, we would agree should be deported. Democrats would agree that they should be deported, and Democrats actually prioritize people
really,
who
because
have
they
committed
haven't.
crimes like that to be deported. And again, the point that I would argue is that law enforcement would have a better
That's fake
time.
news.
It's not fake news. They've been
That is
prioritizing
fake
that.
news.
How is that fake
And
news?
I'm so glad that you're so confident in yourself, but you do need to get better informed on the truth. And maybe
What
turn
do
to
I need to get
Jesus
better informed
Christ.
on? What fake news was I perpetuating?
I'm done.
Well, I want to have a conversation. I just genuinely asked you what was the fake news.
Well, there's been a lot of it. I'm not intellectually probably as good as you are because I don't get into all that. I get into the real life. I get into what I can see, not what I can read. And I can see people. I've seen a shift in this country since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, I'll tell you that much, for the better, because people are coming to Christ and they're coming to open their eyes to the evil in this world. The Democrats right now and the far left are trying to dehumanize Charlie Kirk. They're trying to make him out to be a racist, which he definitely was not.
He definitely was a racist. Now, can I
No,
address
he
some of this real quick?
definitely was not.
So you
No,
said
he definitely
you said
was not.
you said you base your positions on what you see and not what you read. Did you see an
That's right.
undocumented immigrant murdering someone?
I've seen it on TV. I've seen all kinds
There
of
was a
things on
video of
TV.
an undocumented immigrant murdering someone on TV. So you read it
No,
on
don't,
TV.
you know what? Don't get that way with me. No, we're stopping this.
Wait,
I'm done.
I'm just acknowledging that the context in which you said that I was getting fake information was the same way in which you were receiving that information. Oh, she left and ran away. Okay. Let's go on the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Let's go to the next person. Ashley, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Literally, though, like, I feel like that's very obvious. He definitely was. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Ah, shit, hold up. There it goes. I can hear you now.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay. If are you driving?
Yeah, I am.
You got to come up when you're not driving. It's TikTok TOS. It is TikTok TOS. What's up, Dean? How you doing, man?
Yo, dude, I'm doing okay. I just got a haircut. Now thought I'd hang out with you for a little bit before I went live on my own.
A haircut. That's cool. That's cool. When do you plan to go on live on yourself?
Well, I got done with everything I need to do before the live. I'm honestly just kind of like stalling until like you're about to get off so you can have some more time on here.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. W's for Dean in the comment section for that. I mean, I was going to do 4 to 5 hours, so I'm like 30 minutes away from 4 hours, so, you know, I might just get off then depending on how we're feeling. You know, I'll see how long I decide to go. Either 30 minutes or an hour and 30. Actually, probably depending on whether or not you want to go live. If you want to go live, I'd probably get off. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
And if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
Trump.
Okay. And why would you do that?
Because he wants to make America great again.
What's your birth year, by the way?
2005.
And how old are you again?
20.
And what month was that where you were born?
April.
For sure. Okay, so why is it that you support Donald Trump?
He wants to make America great again.
Okay. And how is he? When is America going to be great? And what is he doing to make America great?
He's keeping the border safe, and Kamala didn't do that.
So it's already great?
Huh?
When is it going to be? So it's already great. You said the border's safe, meaning it's already great, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so America's already great. When did it become great?
Like when he got in office again.
So the day he got in office, it became great.
So what did he do the day he got in office to make America great again? Get pushed.
Bro, shut up, you liberal.
Dude,
Bro,
holy
what?
shit.
Literally no argument. No argument. Just literally intellectual slop. Just literally slurs because he had no argument. Wow, dude.
Dude, Jesus. Holy.
Let's go on to the next person.
I gotta
everyone.
go.
Yo, what's up? How old are
Dean,
you?
I'm 18. Birthday was August 18, 2007.
And do you support Donald
Dean,
Trump?
first question I got. Yes, I do support Donald Trump.
Hold up. Do not come on my live and just not address me and just address Dean. That's incredibly disrespectful. Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do support Donald Trump.
If and you said you're 18.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I actually don't know if I believe you. I
I don't
apologize.
believe him.
Yeah, I think that was a fetus. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
24.
They're totally driving. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everyone. For the 3.5 thousand people on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. And for the 8.3 thousand people here on TikTok, be tapping that screen. Let's try to get to 2 million likes. 2 million likes if we can. Alrighty, let's get the next person up here. Again, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. So what's up? How old are you?
They're not even here.
Okay.
Yo, while you're looking for that next guest, real quick, check the cut. Tell me if you like it or not.
Oh, okay. Hold up. I gotta show the YouTube.
Yo, bro.
Looking fire.
Hey, I just want to tell you something.
I think it's looking all right. I think it's looking a little better than
It
than
is
that
looking
long.
good. Let me show the YouTube. Let me show the YouTube.
I think it's money.
Let me pull it up. Oh, okay. It's not, for some reason, it's not showing up. That's amazing. There we are. Here we go. Boom. It's good. I like it.
Looking fire. Looking fire. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I might need to restart my live. I just got a second flag. Do you think I should do that?
Yeah, I always do it. I always do it.
Okay. All right, everyone. For the 8.7 thousand people, we're gonna come right back. I promise, everyone. I'd recommend to go over to YouTube. But I'll be right back. Literally 15 seconds. I just need 15 seconds, everyone. So just make sure you're followed here real quick. Click on my account. I'll be right back. We probably got like 30 minutes or so before Dean will be live probably here pretty soon. So we're going to do a quick live. We'll get like a quick few debates and then Dean will probably go live here. But yeah. All right. I love y'all. See y'all there in a second. I'll be right back, Dean.
Word.
Everyone, we are just looking for some debates. Everybody. Alrighty. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. Do give it a second for people to join up, everyone. Sometimes it takes a second to get people in here. Everyone, do tap that screen if you're here on TikTok. Let's try to run it up to 1 million likes, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi.
Fetus. Fetus. All right, let's go on to the next person. I have noticed I've been getting slightly less fetuses. Is that just me?
No, it's not just you. I feel like the fetuses, they come and they go.
Yo, what's up, Parker?
Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
I'm not team.
And do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
For sure. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Who would you vote for?
Donald Trump.
For sure. There's a little bit of like a ringing background noise. Is there a way you could get rid of that? Think of the galaxy.
Is that better?
Honestly, no, but I will just try to power through it. So, why do you support Donald Trump?
I support Donald Trump because of my religious views. Well, I wouldn't really consider it a religion. I'm a Christian, so therefore I consider 90% of what his party agree with is what I agree with. You know what I mean?
Could you give specific examples?
Just like abortion, just a lot of Christian beliefs. You know what I mean? Abortion, gay marriage. You know, just a whole bunch of things. You know, a lot of the things that the world tries to make seem very comfortably right that is in the Bible that's wrong. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
I'm
you
not
just
gonna,
I think that noise might be a little too much.
I'm sorry about that, man.
I kind of agree with you. Is there a way you could fix that real quick? If not, it might be best to come on another time.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, man, I'll come on another time. It was great talking to you, though, Parker. And
for sure. I apologize. I am going to go into the next person real quick, though. It is a little bit too loud. I think you're right on that, Dean. It was kind of getting to me. I'm not going to
lie. Yeah.
Alrighty. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, sorry. I was doing my homework. My bad. I didn't mean to click.
You're good. Don't worry. Good luck on your homework. I hope you're doing well on it. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty, everyone, let's get to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. If you want to support Dean or I, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube. As well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
What's up?
I'm sorry, bro has too much of an echo. Let's go to the next person. Or too much of a delay. Give it 1 second, everyone. We are trying to get the next person up here. I do apologize. Sometimes it takes a second to get people up here, but we will be able to get someone up here in quite a second. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I just want to say that, yeah, I support Donald Trump, and I want to say I think your reaction to Charlie Kirk's death was insensitive, and I think you're a stupid cow, and you should go die. Thank you.
What? What? She just called for me to die, bro. What? How is it insensitive? How is my reaction insensitive if she wants me to go die? That's crazy, bro. That's nuts, bro. What, dude? All right, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Charlie Kirk is burning in hell.
Okay, everyone, please only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen. Please only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Alrighty, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Alrighty. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 32.
What's your birth year?
From Australia.
Oh, okay. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria. One of the set of criteria is that you live in the U.S. and you can vote. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Jonna, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Don't worry. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Love you, Dean. Love you.
Thank you, Thea, but please follow the rules. Only hop in that queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. We're going to start banning everyone that breaks the rules. I'm going to ban you.
I'm like, only the Dean is crazy. That's crazy. He joins my live to only say it to Dean. Is nuts, bro. Come on. Let's go on to the next person. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
You support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2007.
What month?
September 10th.
For sure. So, and why do you support Donald Trump?
Well, I mostly just support like the Republican Party.
I don't think Trump's necessarily the best guy, but I do like his policies.
Which policies do you like?
Immigration.
Which immigration policy?
Just immigration in general. I don't know the exact policy.
Okay, so if you don't know what specific immigration policy, then why would you say that you'd support him because of that policy?
Because I know that what he is doing.
It sounds like you don't know what he's doing.
Right, you just like informed us that you actually don't like specifically know what he's doing. Maybe like you don't know the policy, but you like vaguely know like the actions. So like what actions is he partaking in that are things you like?
When you're out of the app, we cannot hear you. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to look for a new guest in a second.
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, I agree with that.
You agree with what?
That I don't necessarily know the exact policy, but based off what I see that he's doing, I agree with.
So like, what is he doing that you agree with?
The whole just immigration,
Well, remember, immigration is a word, not like an action.
Who can say where the road goes? Okay, bro, we can't hear you when you're out of the app. Just letting you know.
Yo, I think I'm gonna hit my stream today with some chips and salsa.
Yes, that sounds great, man.
Oh yeah, it does.
All right, we're gonna go into the next person. This guy's taking way too long. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Alrighty, let's go into the next person. By the way, Dean, I was going to let you know I'm going to be live again early tomorrow. I've been doing early lives here because my girlfriend started working.
No problemo.
Yo, what's going
up? How
on,
old are you?
man? I'm 35 years old. I was born in May 1999 or 1990 rather. I'm a supporter of Donald Trump.
Okay, and why do you support Donald Trump?
I really like his boldness, man. I feel like he was a better option than Kamala Harris at the time. I mean, now as things are unfolding a little bit differently, we might see, but at the time, he was a better choice than Kamala Harris.
Kamala, and how so? How was he more bold?
Well, I mean, he's not really afraid to say things that will offend people. You know what I mean? He speaks his mind, and I respect that. You know what I mean? Whenever you can speak your mind and not have to pretend to be presidential and all this dumb bullshit, he just says what's on his mind.
Okay. So you said he says what's on his mind. So you saying he's offensive is a good thing?
Well, it's not necessary. I don't think offending people should be what we're worried about. I think we should worry about the facts. You know, kind of like Milo would say.
Milo Yiannopoulos? Is that really who you just cited? You know, he's like an alt-writer, right?
Oh my God.
Oh, he's back. He's coming back. But that's off topic. That's another subject.
Citing Milo is crazy, bro. What? That's fucking unhinged.
He says, "Fuck your feelings. Let's go about the facts." And I agree with that.
What facts do you have to base any of these? Like, name something that Donald Trump that's based upon facts and not feelings. Because him saying that windmills are going to cause whales to die in numbers never seen before is based on his feelings and not facts. Him saying that he won the 2020 election with no evidence is basing it on feelings and not facts. Him saying the climate's going to start cooling and that science just doesn't know it yet is him basing it in feelings and not facts. So give me an example.
Great points, man. Those are great fucking points.
Also, I'd like to bring up another example, right? More recently of Donald Trump's big feelings. His feelings are so big and he's so hurt when people criticize him that now apparently it is illegal for the media to criticize him. How do you feel about that?
I think that's crazy. I'm seeing things happen with him now. I'm not going to lie that I'm not really so much supportive of anymore. But at the time, like I said, I would not have chose no one else but him over Kamala.
If you could go back with your knowledge right now.
Yeah, knowing everything that you do now, would you prefer Kamala Harris or the deranged lunatic that wants to be like Putin and is now saying it's illegal for the media to criticize?
I'd rather have Joe Biden. They shouldn't have kicked Joe Biden out of the fucking race. He would have won, probably.
Wait, no, he wouldn't have. But you would prefer Joe Biden over Kamala Harris?
I would prefer Joe Biden over Kamala Harris. Yeah, because
how? Why?
Because his voice is less annoying.
What? What about her voice is annoying?
Dude, her voice is so annoying. If I had to listen to that shit every day for fucking 4 years, oh my god, bro. And
What about
she
it's
doesn't.
annoying? Because to me, this sounds like misogynoir, to be honest.
Yeah, so are you basically just saying that you think that a woman's voice and laugh is worse than fascism?
No. I'm saying her voice particularly is just annoys me personally. You know what I mean? Maybe everybody don't feel that way, but her laugh and all that shit, she seems fake. She seems very fake to me. She's pretending
Not the guy
to be
who has
something.
30,000 confirmed lies, cheated on every single one of his wives, and literally said that he'd drop the Epstein files and then didn't do it, and said that anyone who wants him to drop the Epstein files shouldn't support him anymore.
He came out pretty real, man. He come out real, and then it seems like now with the Epstein shit, I can't disagree with you. That seems pretty fake to me, and he's showing some fakeness now. But I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck I'd do if I could go back, man. I don't know if I'd still pick him or not, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're going to go on to the next person because you don't know whether or not you would pick him if you could go back. But that was Unhinged. I clicked the wrong button there. I always click cooked on accident. But it was kind of applicable. All right, let's go on to another person real quick. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen, everyone. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. And while Dean's on the live, everyone, make sure to show some support to Dean. Absolutely. Buren, thank you so much. Really appreciate the dollar. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Reverse Flash, of course.
Bro, you got to get that mix amp so you could have the ability to join up on my stream and co-host sometime.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I keep putting that off because I'm just so lazy. I'll do that. I'll do that here pretty soon.
I feel you, man. I'm also pretty lazy.
Karen, thank you so much for the $10. Marcus for the $1. Luis, thank you again with the $5. Yeah, it's literally just because I haven't gone to the store to go get that. It's because the one micro USB I have doesn't work. I feel like you have to use a specific micro USB on that mix amp for some reason.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
That's what happened for me, so I might try different other ones and see if it works. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
Yeah, how old are you?
22.
What's your birth year?
July 29, 2003.
For sure. And if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
Kamala Harris.
Oh, okay. Well, we are just looking for people who do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Ratza, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. The 2-year sub anniversary? That's great. That's great. That's amazing. And Catherine, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you. What's up?
2-year sub on YouTube or TikTok?
On TikTok.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
I know, right? That's literally as long as I've known you, Dean.
Yeah, that is.
They literally started watching the stream like right when I met you. That's pretty sick. They've been following my stream longer than I've been in the relationship I'm currently in. That's crazy, bro. That's kind of nuts. My girlfriend and I are about to hit 2 months here on October 6th.
You mean 2
or
years?
2 months, 2 years. Jesus Christ. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yep.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
I did vote. I voted for Trump.
You know, if you could go back, who would you vote for, given the knowledge you have now?
Oh, Trump, 100%.
Okay. And why is that?
Definitely. I mean, first thing, definitely. He pushes religion for sure. Christianity. I think that's pretty big. Also, I'm a big fan of immigration.
Okay. Isn't he like anti-immigration?
Maybe he didn't finish his sentence. Are you a big fan of immigration or his immigration policy?
Oh, like no, like deportation, like
okay,
borders. Yeah.
Okay. Can you name one way in which mass deportation is beneficial to our society?
Yeah, wages.
Nope. It doesn't benefit wages. There's no evidence of that.
Yeah, and also, you know, like the typical argument is that there's like more people like in the labor force, like wages are gonna like go down because there's like more people like competing for said wages.
I mean,
but
it's also illegal.
Is like as the population has continued to rise in this country, so have real median wages. So I actually discount that theory.
Well, they take away from homes from people.
No, so we're not understanding is that not only do people come and demand goods and services, but they also supply goods and services. So
yeah, and then it's specifically
but it's illegal, and they
specifically about the housing market. So they actually like produce more homes. So they're disproportionately more likely to build homes. 1 out of every 7 construction workers is an undocumented immigrant. So that means they're disproportionately likely to contribute to the supply side of the housing market.
Right.
Meanwhile, they're disproportionately less likely to contribute to the demand side of the housing market, since a lot of lenders won't give undocumented immigrants loans.
Gotcha.
And a lot of individuals like renting out properties simply won't rent to unless you have a social security number. So they actually overall have a positive impact on the American housing market.
Right. Yeah, but they get a claim government funding, right? But they don't have to pay taxes, right?
So they actually do have to pay taxes. Undocumented immigrants have to pay taxes, just like anybody has to pay taxes, and they pay taxes on that. That's
Because
not
if it's under the table, if it's under the table, working under the table, then that's false.
Working under the
Which is what
table,
most immigrants do.
If a citizen works under the table, they're breaking the law. They still have to pay taxes, and that's why they're breaking the law. Just like if an undocumented immigrant were to work under the table,
That makes no sense. They don't have to pay taxes because if it's under the table, it's cash, and you don't have to pay taxes on cash because it's untraceable. What you're saying doesn't make sense.
Yes, you actually do have to pay taxes on cash.
Right.
You're just saying that it's like hard for the government to trace that and enforce that. That doesn't change the fact that you legally are required to.
Right.
And undocumented immigrants.
So
Today,
tell me
can you
this.
stop interrupting me? Like, please, bro. Undocumented
Go for it.
Undocumented immigrants do pay taxes. They pay $100 billion per year in taxes on the federal, state, and local level, according to the IRS. And they're actually less likely to actively participate in like the consumption of government benefits. They don't qualify for any federal benefits, and they only qualify for some state benefits in some states. And if you want to argue that maybe they're more likely to work under the table, sure, I'd agree. I mean, I would be more likely to work under the table if I couldn't file for a tax return or get like state or federal benefits. Maybe the way to fix that is just to give them a pathway to residency or citizenship so they can claim state benefits in all states, can claim federal benefits in all states, and file for a tax return. They'd be just as likely to work over the table as you. In fact, maybe even more likely, since they're less likely to break the law on average when compared to natural U.S.-born citizens, meaning that without any material change in employment, we just have a super big surge and an increase in government revenue.
Okay. Well, why do you think like having open borders would be like better than?
I don't understand why you're now pivoting and equivocating between my claim that mass amnesty is good for the American economy to Dean supports open borders. Try again.
Well, yeah. See, I'm just having a hard time understanding because a lot of them commit crimes, right? So if you have all these illegal immigrants coming in, right, committing crimes, and it just doesn't really. Because if you open the border, then it's. I don't understand how you wouldn't want to have the border.
Can I stop you there? Undocumented immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, property crime in the United States comparative to natural born U.S. citizens. So if a greater percentage of the population were undocumented immigrants, we'd have a lower rate of crime. Secondly, if you want to address this in terms of like the overall policies, again, none of these points you'd be able to mention are making it worse if undocumented immigrants were in the country to a greater degree. And we're advocating for anyone who hasn't committed a violent crime or bad crime to get a pathway to citizenship where they do not have to leave the country.
And where are you pulling this information from?
Specifically from the bibliography in my bio, there's a works cited page of an entire set of pages of peer-reviewed studies and different studies that show a lower rate of crime for undocumented immigrants compared to natural born U.S. citizens. And if you want me to reference a specific one, pnas.org.
Okay.
So would you like to provide me any source that undocumented immigrants are committing higher rates of crime?
Right.
Well, so you'd be the one providing the source.
I mean, hold
on. See, bro, this is why I miss these co-hosts, Parker. You gotta do this more. You gotta get that mix amp right.
Yeah, I know. I need to get the mix amp really bad. We will soon. We will soon. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got this. But yeah, if you like this content, everyone here on TikTok and on YouTube, make sure to, follow and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this type of live every single day. And we debate people and stuff. Also, you can check out my Instagram. We're close to 1 million followers on Instagram. I'm kind of close. Appreciate the Galaxy. Thanks so much, Coffee. I appreciate it. Like, it's actually crazy, chat, how much we've grown on Instagram. It's pretty nuts. Give it a second for him to come back with this information, everyone. Give it a second for him to come back with the information. Give it a second, everyone. He's coming. He's finding that information. I think he still hasn't found it. By the way, you have to come back into the app for me to be able to hear you. Just letting you know. You have to come back into the app in order for me to be able to hear you. But yeah, do give a second if you want to support me. As always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube. Gare Bear, thank you so much for the Cooper. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad to be back to the streams, everyone. Louise, thank you so much for the hand heart. It looks like we'd have nothing.
Egon.
Starch, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you. Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. Hey, Peyton. Oh, he's gone.
I think he's still looking. He was just trying not to get kicked out or something. Constance, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Constance. I really appreciate it. Lynette, thank you for the gem gun. Caleb, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. I will, absolutely. They said to send more Momo pics.
Oh, no. Yo, Libby, I appreciate you for the $25 over on Venmo saying, here's $25 for my favorite lazy streamer that streams 6 hours a day. I appreciate you for that love, Libby. Throw some love to Libby down below in that comment
Same
section.
Libby with the $25 for my favorite lazy streamers who are working every day for 4 to 6 hours. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And Jessica, thank you for the $5. Did you find your source, man?
No.
So do you concede the point?
Yeah. Do you concede?
Sure.
Have you now radically changed your worldview since the foundational false truths that it relied on have now been proven wrong?
I don't know if that completely proves it wrong. I mean, I have to look into it more, but I mean,
obviously.
Okay, so then, like, could you name like a reason why you do support Donald Trump then?
Yeah, like I said earlier, like pushing like religion.
Okay.
He's not even Christian himself.
Yeah,
Huh?
he's not. Would you
He's
consider
not
someone
even
Christian if they've never asked God for forgiveness?
I mean, yeah, you can be a Christian and not have done that.
James 2:28 says that faith without works is dead, so Scripture disagrees with you.
Right.
Also,
I
you
actually
have to.
think
You have to. You have
So
to
you
repent,
like
yeah.
anti? Are you like anti like religion or?
I mean, I'm not like anti-theist,
Opposed?
but I'm definitely like I believe it's wrong. Like and by wrong I mean like I just think it's not true.
What do you?
Well, I'm an atheist. I'm an agnostic atheist, meaning I don't know what is the cause of existence as a whole, and I don't believe it's a god. I'm open to it. Like I am genuinely open to there being a higher power that explains the universe. But I don't think there's good enough evidence to substantiate it for me to believe it. And specifically with like religions like with Christianity, I can't seem to find the truth in it at all. Like I think it's contradictory. So that's my issues with Christianity. Otherwise, like I really empathize with like liberal Christians' perspective.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like, so, I mean, again, I don't think that Trump pushes Christianity to a greater extent in a good way. Even if you were arguing from a Christian perspective, I don't feel like that gets you to support one side or the other necessarily.
A lot, but he's
What's
definitely
that?
mentioned it before. He doesn't push it a lot, but he's definitely mentioned it before.
I mean, so is Kamala Harris. And, I mean, Donald Trump, he's not, like, perpetuating a good image of Christianity, if anything. Wouldn't you say, like, people who have bad characters being associated with Christianity would probably not be a good thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump has a bad character. Do you agree with me?
Not completely.
Serial adulterer, cheated on every single one of his wives, held civilly liable of sexual abuse, bragged about walking to the changing rooms of naked women without their consent while they're changing. And there was an 18-year-old that came out, said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms when Donald Trump would barge in. He said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. He called his daughter voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive. Said he'd be dating his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter. And said he had sex in common with his daughter when she said real estate and golf. I mean, do you think that at all is like a bad character?
Yeah.
So you agree with me that he has a bad character. So you don't want people with bad characters to be associated with Christianity. So then clearly you wouldn't want Donald Trump to be associated with Christianity. So why would you vote him in for the position of presidency?
I mean, nobody's a perfect human being, and you look to the Lord for forgiveness for your sins.
Well, he hasn't.
Yeah, he doesn't. You remember, he never asked God for forgiveness. So, like, he hasn't addressed his behavior. He isn't, like, repenting. He's not engaging in becoming a better person. Kamala Harris
how would you know?
does. What's up?
How would you know that?
Because he told us?
Because he said.
He told you?
Yeah, no, he said at a conference that he just doesn't ask God for forgiveness for sins. He was like very directly asked, have you ever asked God to forgive your sins? And he was like, no.
And you said Kamala Harris did?
Kamala Harris is Christian. She goes to church more than Donald Trump does. And she doesn't utilize her religion in order to harm people. She doesn't use it as a means to harm people. She believes in separation of church and state. So just because someone mentions Christianity more doesn't mean that they're better. An atheist could mention Christianity more, right, than a Christian. That doesn't mean that they are more in affiliation with Christianity, right? Does that make sense? Just mentioning Christianity is not enough to say that you're upholding the values. And then what's your basis for saying that Donald Trump upholds the values of Christianity? Could you name one Christian norm that Donald Trump is upholding? Can you name one foundational Christian belief that Donald Trump supports and upholds more than Kamala Harris?
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't know Kamala Harris that well, so I wouldn't be able to. I don't think that's.
So then, like, if you don't know anything about Christianity that would indicate that Donald Trump is pushing Christianity in a more positive sense, then how could you use it as a reason to say that you would support Donald Trump over Kamala Harris?
Doesn't sound like he has an answer to that. Also, like the way that Trump is pushing Christianity by, like, I don't know, maybe like greenlighting states like Oklahoma to like put the Bible back in school and teach kids the 10 Commandments, I think actually ends up producing worse outcomes for the religion and for society. When you tell people that they should be good because God says so, you know, inevitably if they end up rejecting God, then they just don't think they have any motivation to be good people. We should probably tell children that they should be good for those around them, not because God said so. And like my anecdotal experience with this would be growing up going to Catholic school and watching a lot of people graduate from said Catholic school, you know, reject Christianity because, you know, for whatever reason they grew up, they no longer thought the religion was true. And honestly, just kind of turning out to be bad people, right? Because they were always taught growing up that they should be good for God, not good for those around them.
Well, I think that's what God teaches, though, is to be good for God, but also good to everybody else.
Is that what Donald Trump perpetuates? Does Donald Trump create a culture in which people treat others with more love, dignity, compassion, and respect?
No, I wouldn't say so.
So, like, clearly, it seems like he's
I wouldn't say that he does that all of the time. I mean, I think that would be pretty harsh to say that he
from a net basis. But from a net basis, he's worse, right? And within all those respects, those are typical Christian norms that Kamala Harris upholds to a greater extent than Donald Trump.
Media definitely pushes the like clips of like bad stuff, you know, versus like good stuff. And you see a lot of the bad stuff, and it gets pushed, so it kind of pushes the good stuff to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, but what's your point with that? Is that like, I mean, I'm able to differentiate and look at both. So how is that relevant to my analysis here? That like Donald Trump is worse for love, compassion, respect, dignity for your everyday average American. And that Kamala Harris's policy was not only better, her character is not only better, her rhetoric is not only better, but everything about her is better than Donald Trump. There's like not even a single quality that you could mention of Donald Trump in which is better than Kamala Harris.
What would you say, in your opinion, are better policies of Kamala Harris?
Kamala? Yeah, like the increase in the child tax credit, $6,000 for the first year of a child's life, $3,600 through them being 5 years old, $3,000 through them being 18. Addressing climate change, acknowledging that it's an existential threat and it needs to be addressed from a federal governmental perspective, which would include the Inflation Reduction Act, the largest investment in renewable energy ever. She was trying to bring down costs of... What's up?
Climate change is not real.
Oh, really? I mean, you deny the consensus of climate scientists? 97% of climate scientists? You deny the scientific consensus.
But it's just like overwhelmingly like anti-intellectualist, Dan.
What?
It's overwhelmingly anti-intellectualist to deny that human-caused climate change is real. And that is like a univocal like scientific consensus.
Yeah, that's like the same as saying the Earth is flat.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not.
No, it is. It absolutely is.
You think the Earth is flat?
No. I don't think the Earth is flat. I'm saying it's on the same intellectual basis.
Yeah, Parker, you did misspeak. You said it's like denying that the Earth is flat.
Oh, I accidentally. I meant to say like it's like saying the Earth is flat. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, denying that the Earth is round. By the way, Parker, I'm going to go live at the end of this conversation.
Absolutely.
Other policies. I mean, also you said that $6,000 tax credit. Wouldn't that boost? Wouldn't inflation just go through the roof?
No, inflation wouldn't go through the roof because of that. Would it put upward pressure on prices? Sure, but like the upward pressure on prices would be significantly less than what we see with Donald Trump's policy, especially due to tariffs. Any policy giving people money, right, will technically increase demand. It's about how much it increases that would be relevant, and whether or not that increase would lead to an increase in supplies as well, like whether or not we have the supplies to meet with that increase in demand.
Can we just assume that the guest is right for a second? So if you think that generating government debt by reducing like the tax burden on the average American would send inflation through the roof, well, how the hell do you feel about Donald Trump passing a big beautiful bill, which is single-handedly the largest debt-generating bill that has ever been passed in American history by giving demonstrably large tax cuts to members of the top 1%?
Yeah.
Is that going to like send inflation through the roof higher than any bill ever passed before, because no other bill has ever generated as much debt as this one?
I think there's a little bit more to it than just that. Because I mean, there's more to the policy than just that.
It seems like now you're changing your position, because remember, this is not me imposing my beliefs. This is actually me using your own. Right? You're the one that suggested that generating debt through cutting taxes would boost inflation.
Why? But they did other things to be able to allow that. I mean, you don't just.
For sure. No, they did. They also cut spending. They cut $900 billion out of Medicaid. They cut $156 billion out of food stamps. But even when we account for those cuts, right, the bill is still the most expensive bill in American history at $4.5 trillion. Yeah, I think it absolutely is a bad thing to take health care away from 10 million low-income Americans. We already have like 40 through 60,000 Americans die per year via
I know people personally that use food stamps that should not be using food stamps, that are very capable of working, that have cut their hours of working just so they could claim food stamps, right? People doing that. I mean, it's pushing for less hardworking Americans. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not true. So I agree the way that food stamps are set up to not be like weaning off, but rather a hard line between like one income and that same income plus $1 is like not good, because that would like generate.
I feel like what would have been better is if they would have made it.
Oh my God.
Right, go.
So I agree that food stamps can, in some scenarios, generate downward pressure on wages by having a hard cutoff at like this one income is the max that you can generate in order to receive food stamps. But if you make $1 over that, then you will receive no food stamps. I think the way our government could fix this is by making the income staggered and weaning off of the food stamps. However, even when we would consider the single downward pressure, ultimately speaking, food stamps still have an upward pressure on wages by generating more economic mobility for low-income Americans.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty reasonable. Mm-hmm. I could agree with that.
But like you are right about that hard line of food stamps, and I think more people need to be able to recognize that.
Yeah, there should be staggering. There should be brackets for programs like that. Otherwise, it creates an incentive to stay on the program. Of course, I mean, but like that doesn't mean people shouldn't receive the program.
Oh yeah, 100%. I totally agree with that, because there are people that are definitely struggling that need that. But I also have to acknowledge at the same time that there's people that don't need that as much, that will go the extra extent to receive food stamps when
No, they actually still do need it. That's the wrong conclusion. They still do need it. But the thing
Well-
is, because if they were like maybe work full time, they would still be making a very low income, but they would lose all of their food stamp benefits, and they just simply wouldn't be able to live. See, this actually isn't the fault of like the individuals that are doing this, because it is the case that because the food stamp benefits are like not staggered or phased out, and there's a hard line, if they were to just go slightly over that hard line by working maybe 45 hours a week instead of 35, well, then their life would be demonstrably worse off, and they might not be able to make ends meet at all. And I think that this speaks more towards our federal government's inability to keep up with inflation for federal minimum wage and the federal line of poverty, while also having an inability to account for this fact in like the conception, creation, and implementation of these programs. And I don't think any of this fault whatsoever would fall onto the individuals on these programs.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay, so then, like, do you think that it's going to be more in support of your values to, support like a bill, like the Big Beautiful Bill that cuts 420,000 children off of free school lunch and breakfast every month on average?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say.
How is that hard to say? I think that's a really bad, that's a really bad thing. Taking 420,000 children on average off of foods, like free school lunch and breakfast every month is a really bad thing. Like, children should not be, the ones that are, getting reduced access to food, especially while they're in school when they need that in order to learn. Like, that's an important aspect of the learning process, is being fed and, like being able to eat. That's why we have free school lunch. It's such an important thing to ensure that, children are fed, so that there's greater levels of social mobility in society. People have a greater ability to be able to educate themselves, especially our children.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So, like, what tax cuts would you get through Trump's administration that would justify the 420,000 children being cut off of their access to free school lunch and breakfast?
Wait, ask that again. What was that?
Yeah, what policies of Trump's, right, are so good that compensate for the 420,000 children that are taken off of free school lunch and breakfast every month, on average?
I'm blanking right now, being honest.
To me, it seems like that question is very obvious. So that answer to that question, that there is nothing that you could bring up of Trump's, because like I've thought about all the different policies. There's nothing you could bring up of Trump's that would at all compensate for just that one point.
I mean, but how when you look at the debt situation of the U.S., I mean, how is that going to be solved? Because
I totally agree with you. There's a huge problem with the debt right now. Trump makes it worse. He signed off on more debt-related spending, $4 trillion more in his first administration, and his campaign plans are going to be $4 trillion more for this next administration comparative to Harris's campaign plans. And you can find that from the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget, a nonpartisan committee from the federal government that indicates both that he would cause more in his first admin, which he did, and would cause more in this next administration, which he is right now currently, through the Big Beautiful Bill, adding $3.4 trillion to the debt.
But isn't that to work against that debt?
So that's actually taking into account the revenue from the tariffs. The Committee for Responsible Federal Budget, their analysis. And tariffs might not even be legal to run through an executive manner. Like, so that's at least what the courts are putting some level of question to. Yeah, he might not even be able to have them in, like, over his administration, because it will be deemed as not legal.
Well, then how do other countries put tariffs on?
Well, that's just with our law in terms of the executive establishing it. Would the legislative branch be able to do that? Probably, but the executive doesn't.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Does it make sense? And you just don't have enough people in Congress that support tariffs. And also, like, them being just through the executive doesn't really provide much of an incentive for manufacturers to come to the United States, because they're not certain that it's going to stay there in the long run. When it's legislation, they are more certain that's going to stay in the long run, so they have more of an incentive to come back to the United States. So that, along with the fact that, materials and aspects of the manufacturing process have become more expensive here in the United States because of the fact that there are tariffs in place, that disincentivizes manufacturing even more. And that's why we've seen a decline in real manufacturing investment under Trump's administration so far.
Gotcha. But I feel like it does take time though with the tariffs. I mean, it's not something that immediately resolved itself. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, sure, but it's not in a good context right now, for sure. Right,
What do you
the
mean?
economy is doing horrible. The jobs report was so bad that they had to risk higher inflation when we already had trending up inflation at 2.9%, 2.3% in April, because it is the case that the jobs report was so bad. Because Donald Trump said the jobs report was so bad that it was politically biased because it was half of the expectations and even lower than that for the previous months. And then he put a new person in, and then they indicated even less jobs for this next month. It was like 22,000 jobs for a month. That's horrible. That's like 7 to 10 times less what it was under Biden on a monthly basis.
Yeah, the job market is really bad right now.
And because why?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Would it have been in this circumstance if Donald Trump never imposed his tariffs?
I think it still would have been the same, to be completely honest.
Basically, every economist disagrees with you, including Jerome Powell, because they indicated that they would have decreased tariffs, or not tariffs, interest rates to a greater extent if it is the case that there wasn't upward pressure on prices due to the fact that there are tariffs implemented. Jerome Powell would be a perfect person to reference.
Gotcha. All right. Well, it was nice talking. I'm glad y'all. Maybe a little bit. Definitely not, but I mean, it's definitely something I can look into a little bit. I appreciate y'all talking because that is one thing I'm very open to, even though I'm conservative. I do like listening to other people's opinions, and I'm very open-minded about that. So I appreciate y'all sharing your knowledge. Can always respect that. But yeah, no, I'll definitely do some research and look into some of that stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, I appreciate both your time. Thank you.
I'm sorry. So Parker, bro, I'm trying to figure out why my name is blocked in my chat. For the last week, people haven't been able to comment Dean in my chat.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like right now, like I'm looking through like all like the block words and whatnot. Because like mods can block words, so I'm thinking maybe like a mod accidentally did that.
It does that whenever it gets spammed. Like it adds like a new word.
So that's like automatic?
Yeah, it's automatic. That at least it has been. I don't know if they changed it, but at least I've known is that it adds a new keyword every single time. Like it gets muted in that type of manner. Like especially if it's getting muted a lot. Because there's a bunch of words that get keyworded.
I'm actually looking at your chat too. Can you guys like try to comment Dean, like Dean, like the way my name is spelled, not Deen? I actually, it's blocked here too. Did TikTok?
I'm looking through mine. I don't know if it is. Let me see.
I don't see a single Dean, like the way it's like actually spelled.
Yeah, it might. It kind of just does that because it might have been spammed in the chat prior, and then it just got blocked. I literally can't find your name in the keywords though. I'll try to.
Yeah, I'm looking for my name in my own keywords, and I think that like it's just like a banned word on TikTok now.
Imagine. I'm actually. I don't see it in my keywords.
For everyone in the chat saying that you can, it'll say that it goes through on your end, but it won't actually populate in the chat. Like if you look at the chat right now, like you'll see that like.
Oh wait, I found it. You can say it now.
Okay,
there you go. You see all the Deans showed up.
It was on your blocked words.
Yeah, it was.
What the hell?
Because YouTube, it was fine.
Interesting. Okay, well, Parker, appreciate you for letting me up for the co-host, dude. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and hop on my own.
Of course, I mean, you should look through yours because that could be the same thing. I feel like it
Yeah.
is because it shouldn't be limiting you from being able to say that.
I'll try to figure it out. It is kind of annoying though, because like I'll have like a guest making like the worst argument known to mankind, and the only thing being spammed in the comment section is like W guest, W Trump, because like everybody that's like trying to put W Dean is getting keyed out. But I'm gonna go ahead and go live. I really appreciate you for letting me out, Parker. It's good to see you. And you should definitely consider getting that mix amp, and everybody in the chat should pressure you.
I will. Everyone, I will. I promise you, I will at some point.
All right,
good seeing
bro.
you, man. Good seeing you, man. Have a good stream.
Thank you, bro. Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out. Everyone, we're gonna say thank you to some people, and then we're gonna tell everyone to go over to Dean's stream. Let me say thank you to some people real quick. Caleb, thank you so much for the $3. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. He did just leave. I'll make sure to have him do that later. Anna, thank you so much for the $4.20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Margaret, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Anna, thank you for the $2.22. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know a lot of people do. It's just sometimes it takes a little bit too long for me to read off all messages because there are too many, and people already say it takes too long. There were a lot of comments. I even saw people talking about that. But Mad, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's great. That's great. It is very MAGA now. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, everyone, we're gonna send everyone over to Dean's stream. Go spam Parker raid. Love from Parker, everyone. I would really appreciate it. Also, everyone, go check out my YouTube channel. I'm posting one right now, and I gotta get posted my short for the day. I would really appreciate if you go check it out. It'd really mean a lot. Also, follow me if you're on TikTok if you have not already. I would really appreciate it. Let me make sure I'm fully caught up on YouTube, and then I'm going to send everyone over fully to Dean's stream. Ben, thank you for the $10. Livy, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Livy. Corey, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. There's a W's for Corey in the comment section. Josh, thank you. I really appreciate it. If I missed anyone's, I really apologize. Jolish, thank you so much for the $10. The $20 as well. Thank you so much, Jolish. And for the $10 multiple times and the $20. Jeez, thank you so much, Jolish. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. W's for Jolish in the comment section right now. As well as William, thank you for the $5. Starch for the $5. Ashley, thank you for the $5. Thank you. I think I'm fully caught up now. Have a fantastic night, everyone. I will see everyone later. Go to Dean's stream, spam Parker raid, spam Love Parker. Make sure to like the stream if you're on YouTube as well. Have a fantastic night, everyone. I will see everyone later. Good night, everyone. Good night. Or good day, actually. It's